As a professional myself, I will again not be checking the stream, so but it should be working now. I leave that to my producers. Yeah. So just as like
that's fine.
Awesome. So just as a thing, technical difficulties, my internet went yesterday, and we had to stop. So, but luckily, Red is here to continue explaining to everyone why Boom was one of the best episodes of TV that he's seen in a while as well.
Oh yes.
But I'll explain to you.
Let's see if I can.
I'll explain to you very quickly the Red where we got to, because we continued a little bit before we had to stop.
MX.
Hey, you can join us if you want, Max. You're more than welcome to join us talk Doctor Who. You won't know what's happening, but we've watched it, and neither do we, so it's fine.
I think no one knows what happened.
No, so it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I only watched some of it, and I know even less than they do.
I mean, you say that.
I don't think you are missing much.
Yeah, also, actually, that's the point, actually. I haven't got any of... apart from, like, Jacob, I guess, now, I haven't really got any of the art people on the... on the nobbing thing, so I should update the border with more people. Oh, the dog killed him. He joined and the dog got him. Oh my goodness.
I can give you my new avatar, Bella, if you want to update mine.
Oh yeah, I'll update it. I'll update it later.
Yeah, eventually.
We've got more cast members. I need to add Mayo, to be fair. You know, so we need that blob of Mayo in the corner. I'll like suspiciously put it under somebody. Thank you for understanding the childish joke. You right, Max?
No.
Yeah, good.
I freaking love you, bros. What's up, guys?
Hi. I decided to start the
So did Europe just get hit by like a lightning bolt or something yesterday? Because why was the internet bad?
No idea.
It happened to you too, Lion, or no?
No,
Lion was fine. It's because he's in a different time zone to me, so it didn't hit him yet, you know.
Got a 10.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, okay. So where did we get to yesterday? Yes, yeah. So Red. So I just explained to Shammy how when the ambulance came back and it went to finish off, like it scanned the doctor and went, beep boop, you're fucked, bro. And then Ruby went, oh, I need to distract the ambulance, come over here. And then the lady goes, no, shoot me with my gun, it's set to stun, the ambulance will say that I'm fine. And that whole drama, and then Ruby gets shot, and at the same time the incredibly stupid child is looking at the AI who's going, let's have a look at some holiday snaps, and she looks like she's looking at Jesus. And that's where we got to. Max, I swear to Christ, I am only exaggerating a little.
Yeah. I don't think this happened in an episode.
I found it very weird that the AI of a dead person still had authority in that military. Like you die, and AI that only exists to say goodbye to your family and friends actually can still issue orders.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. So, because it's episode 3.
I thought you guys were done with it.
No, we hadn't. No, we didn't. Well, no, we didn't finish Boom. That was where we got to, and then we also explained to Shammy where we saw the Star Wars blue ass hologram. Aisla, we are streaming and we're talking about Dr. Y. Feel free to cringe because Shammy is here just to hear our synopsis and go, "Da fuck."
I'm in basically the same boat, honestly.
Neat. I'm just going to tell you a little bit, just because you're a bit.
Real quick, I was actually waiting on Gorko. Did you get the update done?
Did you get the update done?
Just did, yeah.
My God.
Did you finish it?
Nope.
Okay.
That was a wild ride.
Actually killing.
That was a wild ride, guys. Did you do it? Yep. Did you? Nah.
a new Warframe quest dropped yesterday, and I actually need to talk to somebody about it because I have issues.
No,
like,
no.
Not with the quest itself, but like what it did to me.
Max is no longer the same person he used to be.
Well,
Yarp doesn't exist anymore because he had to retire. It destroyed him.
I know things now that I don't know what I should do with. So I need to talk. Laura needs to finish the quest so we can talk about it. But yeah.
After I hear a little of new Y, then I'll dip out.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Same. So let's go ahead.
yeah. So but I just think so. Shammy heard this yesterday, but remember the so you know the remember the AI guy, Star Wars looking motherfucker, like it's literally a blue hot like flickering AI thing. You know what I mean? It looks like a Star Wars, you know, like hologram thing. And then the child fucking goes, "Daddy!" and tries to fucking hug it. And then fucking Ruby has to like rugby tackle her to the floor, and they have like an awkwardly long wrestle to stop her from fucking stepping on the landmine. Sorry, the Roomba. Oh, God,
Also,
that
a child can just wander into a battlefield.
yeah.
Cares.
We had that as well.
I think I've talked about it. We're pretty sure anyone can walk in the battlefield and don't not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Because we just wandered there and it's like, did you give permission? What's happening?
It's so bad. And so after that fucking nightmare, and I think I got to this last time. Sorry, 3 greens. And
Whoever said that, man, like, just it's so inappropriate.
yeah. In the comments, come on, guys.
Come on, PG.
Let's be civil here. Yeah. So that they hook the ambulance up to try to make it heal Ruby because the doctor's having a fucking panic attack and he's gonna blow up the planet because he's standing on the Roomba, and then It's not funny. It's a very serious episode, Max. Be quiet. And then the doctor
standing on a Roomba. Like I'm just like
it's a landmine, but we called it the Roomba.
I know, but like I just immediate thought that went in my head was that little cat just riding the Roomba as it like bounces off walls and shit.
And and then the doctor. So Lion Red. Can you remember the incredible bit where the doctor goes and points out that they are what do you call it? That the war is like, this is when he basically says that the war isn't happening. It's the AI algorithm. A kind of a cool concept, you know. The idea is that it's an algorithm that's basically killing their own soldiers at a rate that makes it so that people think there's a fight, so they'll keep buying the product so that the company will make money, but there's not actually a war going on. So it's basically creating a false, you know, situation. Now that would be a really cool way of like a cool concept, you know. So what the doctor says is, because these people are like religious, just goes you see, Ruby, these people can't work it out because they have faith. And you're like, what?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Ew.
It's completely unrelated.
I'm pretty sure that is quite literally what he says. He goes, they have, you see, Ruby, they
he
have
starts
faith.
mouthing faith for some reason.
Yeah, like faith bad.
Reddit.
Yeah.
It's
He went to r/atheism and said, "This is pretty good."
Wow, this is my whole aesthetic forever.
I just realized. By the way, don't change it, slur. It doesn't matter. But I like the idea that somebody goes like, "Oh, are these the guys from Yarp?" And it's like, "Yeah, it's Saint Maxi and Gorko."
Gorko's back from Zimbabwe to help us.
Don't change it. It's funnier this way. But I just realized.
You have to put up the voice every now and then to confuse the audience.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, so what's happening at Dr. Watt? Anyway. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Doctor, why is it so gay?
No, not the episode yet.
Oh no, yeah, we're not on the gay episode. No, yeah, we need to get there. And we're not joking. And so the ambulance, the woman soldier and the man soldier basically work out, oh my god, he does fancy her. Maybe they should get a drink. And then he fucking just dies instantly. And and Shammy, remember how the first guy was compressed into a tube? Well, unfortunately, the other guy is also a tube as well, and they have the sad moment of him going, on my death, I want my remains to be given to Soldier Lady, who I've always loved. And then he just goes like, yeah, I know you don't love me back, but I love you. And it's like a really like guilt trippy message of like, yeah, I'm dead now. Fuck you. I thought I liked you, you bitch. It's like, what the? It's not actually vitriolic, but it's really like passive aggressive, and I don't think the show realizes that it's meant to be like sweet.
Also,
and it comes across as in really bitchy.
Max, I
wanna
don't
be-
think the World Health Organization has a single doctor.
Probably. It's like I don't want to break up with you. I will become tube.
So, and then what happens is, just to make it clear, is that when the doctor's saying that it's happening, and then that it's the war's happening, and she goes, "I don't believe you," and then he says a thing, and then she goes, "Prove it," and then so the doctor goes to the AI man, the first AI man, the one with the daughter that's there.
Man.
It just goes, "I want you to go into the system to find to find what proves that this is what's happening," and the AI goes, I do not have my programming does not allow me access to this like subroutine, blah blah blah. Like he can't do it. And the doctor goes, "Yeah, but you have a kid," and he goes, "Oh, I'll be back," and then goes off and does it. Doesn't have a
Yeah,
second.
you see, the code of the AI was rewritten because father.
Wait a second. You've been speaking this whole time?
I feel like we skipped a step.
Yeah, like I'm not.
He doesn't even use his screwdriver.
No, honestly,
No,
right?
that would make sense.
No, I said to Shabby, I said, why in the actual fuck did they not just have him like beep him with his screwdriver and goes, now you have access or something? You know what I mean? But he doesn't even do that. He just goes, look at your daughter. We're here. He goes, as a parent, we're there to protect them. And then the AI stands there awkwardly and just looks at the door. I'll be back, and then fucking vanishes. It's like, and then out of nowhere, and then that's when the second guy gets tubed, and then the doctor goes, "Oh no, they're realizing we're trying to stop them fucking selling us equipment." So like 50 ambulances appear and start like menacingly inching towards them, and just so you guys understand, like these ambulances, they don't look like regular ambulances. It's not that silly. They look like massive fridges. On wheels, just so it's way less cringe.
Yeah, with a face of an old lady.
Yeah. And then,
Of course. as well you do.
Yeah. No, of course. And then just as they're all about to be killed, and oh no, it's going to be the end. Blah blah blah. They all stop, and then AI man is like, and then everything like all the tech like turns off, and the AI man's just like, I have declared that there is no war. And then I think Red should is whether it was said how much sense it made that the dead guy was giving orders to the entire army.
Yeah. Like imagine if a letter sent from World War I from the front, just that no bullshit. AI over that person issues order that ends the war.
Yeah, basically. He says stop the war, and
goodbye AI.
Yeah, and the woman says I don't have like the authority, like she's not high enough in the church or whatever, and he's like, but then they work out that he has the rank, but he's dead, and apparently that's more like a career choice and an actual like handicap, than doing stuff in the army.
But also the way the AI acts like it came off to me, it's not the actual guy, it's basically like an animated portrait. One of those animated portrait things where you can put photos onto him. It acts like that's what he is. So how can the portrait basically give orders?
Because he's a dad.
Also, it was
but it's not him. He's dead. It's just like I'm a portrait. Look at some pictures.
No, it's fine.
And it was the system that killed him, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So then the system, knowing he's dead, wouldn't it update its files that he's dead?
Oh yeah, good point.
Therefore,
the system basically told itself to stop.
Yeah, so and then the Roomba turns off, and the doctor steps off and goes, "Ah, I did it! I sent a computer program into the thing, and I did it. Blah 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 blah." And I want to use the analogy that I used before. It's basically imagine like a regular action movie like Taken, where there's a dad and his like kids in like a warehouse, let's say, and all the doors are locked and there's literally no way in. And he goes, "I can't get in. All the doors are locked." And some guy goes, "But you've got your sons in there. You're right. I'll just open it now," and then does it.
What?
Yeah, but that's what happens because the AI.
Again, I feel like we skipped a step. Why do they keep doing that?
I don't know. It's so bizarre. Boom is such a bizarre episode.
But wait, hang on. So he tried to open the door.
No.
That was an analogy.
This is the analogy because in the show, the doctor goes, "Find the information," and the AI goes, "I don't have the I'm not allowed to do that." And the doctor goes, "But you have a kid." And he goes, "You're right. I can do that," and then does it.
But
Because that
Yeah,
is
so the
that's
fact that the
It's an
guy
AI.
who he's the fact that the AI is like who he's pretending to used to be a dad, that allows him to rewrite his entire fucking source code, I guess, and allow him to do whatever.
But
Did the
but
person
the
make this like leave parental lock on the fucking AI? So being a parent gave it permissions.
but
Yeah,
like
if the person that you die is so happens to be a dad, then you get superpowers. Good luck, AI.
yeah, but isn't the AI already a dad? Like how did so wait? You just had to be reminded that it is dad.
right. Well, the AI isn't actually. So here's the thing, right? It's not even like it's like a full AI of the guy. It's like Lion said. It's like an imprint. So basically, what it is, it's like a rudimentary AI that has like his mannerisms and has like a couple of like key phrases. I think he says "kiss, kiss" is his like his like signature.
Like
thing.
I'll do an
lovely.
example of the AI like talks first time it comes up. It's like hello, this is an automatic AI for such and such. I'm sorry for your loss. If you would like, here's some photos of them. Like that's how he talks.
Yeah, it's
like it's clearly not trying to be him. It's just like I'm a depository of everything he was. Do you want to see some pictures?
Yeah, it's basically
That's him.
It's
That's
basically
what the AI is.
it's basically like a keepsake
who doesn't?
with the meat tube, and it just has like a rudimentary. This person is sad that they're gone. They left you this messages. Also, here are some nice photos to remember the good old days before he was killed by a Roomba or whatever the hell killed them. You know what I mean? It's basically that, and it's such a bizarre. And I love the fact. So we've had this entire episode where the doctor was shot. Ruby was shot by an actual guy, nearly died. The doctor was stun gun shot. They were saying how everyone was wrong, the church is right, and everything. And it ends with the doctor being like, "Oh, I'm glad everyone survived." Just like, what is happening? And even though everyone didn't, and they have like a happy ending where we finally see the sun rise over the battlefield, and like they're waved goodbye by the AI. I don't know what's happening. It's so bizarre.
What do you mean they're? Wait, hang on. What do you mean they're waved goodbye?
So basically,
by the
so they do the thing where the survivors of the episode ends up being the Doctor, Ruby, and then Soldier Woman, and then Stupid Daughter. Like that's the four people left at the end of the episode because the two guys die. And then they all have a thing about saying like, oh well, they got their future and blah blah blah. And then and then I'll just mention one thing. The Doctor says like, had to have faith, and the girl goes, I thought you didn't like faith, and he says, just because I don't like faith doesn't mean I don't need it. And you're like, amazing, how profound. Anyway, moving on. So what a stupid line that was. And then basically the Doctor and Ruby do their thing where they're going to leave, and they go to the TARDIS, and they look back, and the soldier lady and girl are looking into the sunset, and then as they leave, AI man randomly flickers into existence and then waves them goodbye as they leave.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a very weird episode. I don't really know how to describe anything else other than just like let the plot speak for itself, in that just nothing like Red said, and I agree, like the idea of there being like this automated system that kind of makes the situation of like killing their own soldiers at like the perfectly mathematically calculated rate to make them keep buying the stuff while also prolonging the war. I love that idea. It's just weird that that's in the background of the episode, while for the main part we have the Doctor standing on a fucking light bulb going, I'm gonna send an AI into a thing he can't go into.
I believe when we watched it, we brought the fact that like him standing on the Roomba is like the first maybe up to 5 minutes of the episode, then he moves on. So why did they make it the whole episode?
Because of the reasons that they say.
I mean, I don't really think you're right. The idea of the Doctor being stuck on a landmine and can't be moved and still having to sort out an issue like without, I'm not against that idea, but that's not really what happened.
No.
Oh god. But I don't like, so that's that episode. It was bad. It was like a 3 out of 10, and I'm being generous, you know. But so the next episode, Lion, can you remember what's episode 4 of this series?
So fucking waste of time.
So episode 4 is a delightful story called 73 Yards, and it is by far one of the worst episodes of television I have ever fucking seen.
Technically, it's
Well, I can't.
Technically,
wait
it's
to see
1.5
all of that.
episodes.
Set
me up, Buttercup. What
so
you got?
episode 4. So I don't think there is any other way that we can I think it just speaks for itself. Is the Borg all right?
Who gives a shit?
I mean,
I love
for the walls, you know,
Doctor Wahoo.
for people.
Oh no, he's down.
I'm not that cool.
Yeah,
So this is a public service.
I
really.
sure
You're
fucking
trying to
love
Yes.
having 40 minutes of my time wasted.
Well, is that
Isn't-
from 73 yards?
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely when the point of the story is that it was just massive waste of time?
Well, I think what we should do, Red, is that we should just go through it step by step and let everyone
Okay, then.
understand what's happening. So
Yeah.
Yeah, let them judge it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So,
And in the process, maybe we will learn what was going on.
yeah. So this is
Okay,
this
so
is
the
our
episode-
synopsis.
So what's the episode called again? One
It's
more time.
called 73 yards.
73 yards. Okay, there's a lot that could be said there, and that's interesting.
Yeah,
let's-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's
kick it off.
clearly based on Adam Sandler movie, The Longest Yard.
Yes, it's the 73rd sequel.
Yeah,
It is 66 meters.
yeah. So
A 45-centimeter window.
So the episode begins, and the Doctor and Ruby land are at a place with the TARDIS. So far, so good. You can't go wrong with the TARDIS landing somewhere. And then
Is
you,
it?
yeah, and then you find out they're in Wales, and the Doctor and you know that because
So you
the
can
Doctor
go wrong with TARDIS.
and the Doctor.
I was gonna say, yeah, there it is.
That's fair enough. And then the Doctor. Christ. and then the Doctor yells like, we are in Wales. It's like, thank you, incredible. And then they just start talking, and then we have this really unsubtle start where the Doctor basically explains like, the Welsh are great, but not all of them. And he goes, there was this guy called Jack something, no, and he was called Mad Jack. He goes, and he worst prime minister in the most dangerous prime minister of all time in Britain. He almost started World War III, and then he goes, oh, wait, that's not now. What year is it? She goes, 2024. He goes, oh, that's in a couple of years. So very, really subtle foreshadowing, For anyway, and then they step forward.
What?
Yeah. So that happens, and then
God.
and then they step forward, and the Doctor, what does he do? He steps on. There's like a rope circle, isn't there? Like little string lion.
Yeah, I mean they call it a fairy ring, but
Yeah, but basically what it is,
totally rolls in it.
but,
They call it a what?
but it's called a fairy ring. But basically what it is, on the floor.
I thought you said furry ring. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, God.
the furry ring. Get it out!
Oh,
No! So it's
Fate
basically
worse than death. Someone said.
there's these like little pegs sticking out the floor, and it's in a circle like a spider web kind of thing, and it's loads of string and there's loads of little cards and stuff. And the Doctor, clumsy Doctor steps on it and goes, "Oh no, I'm really sorry." And then Ruby goes, "What is it?" He just goes, "Oh, it's a fairy." It's a fairy ring. People do this for blah 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 or whatever reasons it is in the past. And then Ruby, he goes, oh, and then Ruby goes to look at the card. He goes, oh, best not disturb it. Let them have their secrets. And then Ruby looks up and goes, hey, there's a woman there. And then she stands up and looks back, and the Doctor's vanished. Oh, so there is a woman standing 73 yards away. And every time,
Okay.
And then so
Name of the episode.
I know, right? And then so Ruby goes,
Wait.
where's
Wait, hang on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's the name of this episode.
I know, right? It's exactly. And then
Hang on. I feel like I've heard this before.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, I Slur's already heard this from me because I was very angry.
That's a good sign. I'm happy.
I had to
All right.
tell somebody because I was so angry with this episode. And then,
He's just faces Spider-Man's like, can you believe this shit, Bluey? Anyway.
so so then she tries to get back in the TARDIS and it won't let her in, and she's got a key but it won't work, and she goes, and then she looks back and the woman's like still like they're 73 yards away, whatever. So Ruby goes, he goes, hey, blah blah blah, I don't know where I am, and then the lady's not doing it. She goes, I'll come closer. So Ruby moves closer and then looks at her feet while she's moving, so the camera doesn't have to look at the woman, so that when she looks back up, the woman has like teleported as far as she has moved. And like so far, I'm like, okay, I'm not against this concept. The idea that there is somebody that's at a certain fixed distance from you at all times. That the most expensive series of Doctor Who ever can't afford to show like moving backwards and has to like do a hard cut every time. But whatever.
That could be creepy.
No, it could be.
No.
It's not.
Could,
but it could
isn't.
be.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm trying to be good faith. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Because like I said, when I first started this episode, I wasn't like cringing. I thought it was an interesting idea. So yeah, and then
God.
Ruby is
At
like,
first.
she tries to get closer and she can't. So eventually she starts walking back, looking back, and the woman is always like a bit away, and she comes across this walker. And she goes like, "Hiya." She goes, "Oh, hey."
Everyone does.
Yeah. Well, she's out in the country, you know. It's country what? It's fine.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Hiya. I'm a bit."
Yeah, people walking.
Yeah. I'm
So
a...
wait, there's zombies in this show?
Yeah. Old people. And then,
Yeah.
Oh God, worse.
and then she sees this lady, and then she goes, "Hiya. I'm a bit lost. Blah blah blah." And she says, "Oh, by the way, there's this lady that keeps following me." And she won't let me get close to her. Can you like ask her if I've done anything to upset her? Like, you know, somebody that doesn't know what's going on. Fair enough. So the walker goes, "Oh, I'll just go and speak to her." So Ruby watches the fucking walker lady go up to the woman in the distance, and the other person get close to the lady in the distance. So you know, you're like, "Oh, okay." So it's just Ruby.
Okay.
So she goes up to the lady and starts speaking to her, and then I'm gonna be like, it's really subtle. So they have a conversation, and like I said, it's like blink and you'll miss it. The lady starts screaming and runs away at Mach speed.
Wait, okay.
That's
The
what you-
walker lady.
Are you exaggerating, or does she actually fucking like speed force away?
Like Looney Tunes leaves a cloud imprint of herself
Yeah,
in the air.
I'm exaggerating that bit, but she does scream and like fucking like book it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
For a second, I guess because I haven't seen the show, so what you're saying is like this word of God. I'm like, what the fuck?
no, I'm being.
I just picture somebody going.
I'm being I'm being hyperbolic in isms.
Okay, fair. Okay,
But
fair
no, but what actually happens is she speaks to her, and then she looks back at Ruby, goes ah, and then runs off, and it's bizarre.
Sorry, your microphone cut out for a minute. What did she do?
Sorry. She goes ah, and then.
Okay, all right. Did it cut out for everybody again?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's screaming, so
the mic. I can handle that.
It will. No, my mic will do it. It's because I've got it on Discord to not be as sensitive, so that it doesn't like pick up everything in the background.
All right, so but hopefully it's picked up on the episode.
It'll pick up on the stream because my because of how it's different, but it's fine.
So that's
So
clever
apologies to
marketing.
everyone who is watching.
Tune into the stream to get the true ending. of
So
this,
the true ending, if you hear enough, you'll be enlightened and. I'm sorry. Anyway, so then Ruby's like, I'm not. So then Ruby it goes like, you know, okay, what the fuck? Goes into the Welsh. Instead of like following the lady to see what's happened, she just like goes to the little town. And she goes into a pub, and then I think we come across the bunch of like asshole people that I think we've seen for a while.
Oh yeah. Unnecessarily asshole.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so she goes and here's I want to say like Ruby doesn't like know where she is exactly or whatever, and she goes, "Hi, I'm kind of stuck here. Can I pay for a room?" She goes to a pub, you know, an inn essentially, and
Yeah.
and they go like, "Yeah, we've got a room. It's however much it is a night." And then Ruby goes, "Oh, can I pay on my phone?" Now, before I carry on, I don't think that's an unreasonable question because not everyone has like the thing for like, you know, using a phone to pay, or even not even everybody.
What year is it again?
It's modern year. It's 2024.
2024. Okay.
But
So far.
Yeah, it's still not 100. That's
but
not
here's the thing,
100,
like I would probably ask. I mean, I don't have. I don't pay on my phone. I don't have the thing. But if I had it, I would probably ask, "Oh, can I use my phone?" And which normal people would say, "Yeah," or you know, "No."
or no.
Yeah.
No, we don't have a site.
So no, either it
Yeah,
works.
Like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so
You can pay on your phone, but there will be tax.
yeah. So instead of that, these Welsh
what a restaurant does
people go pay on your phone. What are you talking? And they go like really fucking. I went Scottish then for some reason, but you know what I mean. Whatever. Who the fuck cares? And then
So like is like Wales like a very like backwards country or whatever? It's like the boonies.
I mean, no, not really. I mean, it's full of Welsh people, but
They're no more backwards than
Don't let
normal.
Baller hear you say that.
I lived in Wales. I lived in Wales for like 2 years. Okay, it's fine. So
okay, but like I'm like okay.
They have the W pass.
Memes aside, I'm genuinely asking: is it like a back? Like, is it like a like a boonies country? You know what I mean? Like a
No,
countryside kind
no,
of place?
not really. I
No,
mean,
it's fine.
No, there's areas of country, city like England essentially. It's just an extension.
Okay.
We
guess-
own it, so.
And I guess the next question is this place she's in like a city-like place?
No,
Or is it, like, actually-
it's a village, or a
Okay.
town, or maybe a
Alright.
town. You don't really, you only see like a kind of, you're not that. You only see like a further away view. I think it's meant to be a village, but
Okay, I'm
but
I'm
this-
just trying to
No,
be
no,
fair.
no,
because-
I know, but
Contrary
in a
to
village,
popular bet.
in a village, like they might not have.
But that's what I
you
mean,
know,
right? The fact that it's a
they have
village,
phones.
anywhere I would be asking, can I pay on my phone in case they just haven't upgraded or they don't want to pay to have the thing. Like, I would be surprised if places didn't accept like a regular credit card or anything. But like,
And I'm
paying
gonna-
on your
I
phone-
think I mentioned it during the episode. My local shop doesn't have pay by phone. They're still using the old like non-contactless stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
one,
it's
of
like,
my,
yeah.
one of my favorite little burger joints near me. Like they don't even have they have like a little tax thing. Like their menus are a little bit more expensive. You use your like card. Like you know what I mean?
Because
It's just
some shop
so-
owners just don't care
Yeah.
for it.
So yeah, so basically, it's not
But
unreasonable.
and also is this person like like 90 years old or something?
No,
Yeah.
they're like 30 or something, or like 40
Oh,
probably.
well,
you know what I mean?
See the best faith I would have said is like, oh, they're probably like
Man.
really old and they don't know what it is. But
Right.
if they're like younger, then,
Well-
oh, okay.
So,
No,
so
we didn't get to the stupid
I was going to say we've not got to the stupid bit yet, Max. So wait,
Oh,
so they go pay on your phone, and there goes this whole thing of like, what do you mean pay? How do you pay on your phone? And then Ruby's trying to like be like really like polite. He goes, oh well, I've got like a banking app thing, and I can. And then they go, of course you can pay on your phone. Where do you like English people thinking that the bullshit back was like, oh no, you're just an asshole. You're not backwards. You're just an ass. You're just like.
Well, I didn't until you started talking like the hills have fucking eyes.
Yeah,
Dick.
it's really fucking annoying.
Oh, well,
And
that
then-
changes.
And then the doc, and then she says like, "Oh, I've lost my friend. We were up by the thing by the fairy circle, and then right, and then oh no, the fairy's got him, and then the fairies then the fairies, I'm fucking losing my mind, and then yeah, and then they say what you the fairy circle, you shouldn't touch the fairy
Until
circle.
you started talking the hills have eyes.
And then and then she says, oh well, my friend accidentally stepped on it.
I didn't.
And then they go, oh, they stepped on it. And then they have this whole thing where they're acting like, oh my god, you stepped on the fairy circle. Oh shit, stuff's gonna go wrong. And then the door goes bang, 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 and you're like, okay. And then they're like really hyping it up, like how like it's a big deal. They're like, oh, you'll release the spirit of Mad Jack and blah 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 blah. And then it turns out again they're just fucking with her, and they've just got the delivery man that's knocking on the door.
Oh.
It's so stupid.
Why was he banging?
Yeah.
So you said
Because
everyone
apparently
in the pub is
everyone
like-
in this everyone in the pub is fucking with her for some reason.
Yeah, because
So are they
Nice.
are they trying to paint the Welsh people as awful people?
well, this is what I mean, right? So
Here's the thing: that's the only thing that makes sense because I don't know why they're acting like that.
Well, I mean, they're just objectively correct, all right?
So it's incredibly like it's just really like weird, and then after that whole drama, she goes, oh, by the way, there's this woman that's following me. Does anyone know who she is? And they go, what? And they look out at the window and they see her, in the distance, the 73-yard lady, and then Ruby goes, I don't know what's happening, and then one of the guys goes, I have to go off home anyway, I'll talk to her. So then he goes outside, speaks to her, and then screams and runs off. And then you're like, right? Okay.
Okay, so she's like a fucking eldritch abomination, clearly.
Yeah, and then they have like a little thing where like it's meant to be like a few days pass or whatever, and then like over this time. It's
Wait, hang on. We're gonna glance over that, really?
Yeah, basically.
No,
Yeah,
don't glance over that.
No,
Fuck you. Go back.
No.
Deal with this
What can we
situation.
say? The episode glanced.
No, that's
over
what I
it.
mean.
Like,
That's why it's in the episode.
You can't just be like, oh, hey, Shammy, can you go talk to this person who followed me? And then like Shammy goes, okay, yeah, no problem, Max. Goes talk to the person. She starts screaming and walks away. He's like, oh, I guess it's the end of that chapter. I don't want to talk.
Well,
to my
yeah.
friend
So
anymore.
yeah.
Like,
So
what the fuck is that?
So unironically, so what happens is a few days pass and she's still at the pub, and then she's at the thing having breakfast, and then the landlord lady goes, you're not.
So it's like the lady still there. Yeah, it's the lady, the 73.
Yeah,
Guards- wait.
she's like standing outside this whole time.
Oh, and she's been here for a couple days.
Yeah, and then but basically,
Yeah.
and then,
What?
and then the assumption is that one by one the people I spoke to her ran off and screamed because the woman says like, "You're not staying after today because people are too scared to come back with you here." And then Ruby goes, "Fine, I'm going home anyway." So there you go. That's
Fine. I just got a fucking
So then,
like a gypsy curse on me.
I
or
think
whatever.
she has like one last chance where she talks to the TARDIS, then goes, I better go home." So then she goes home.
Where's the doctor?
He's vanished because he
He's
stepped on the
gone.
fairy
He's
circle.
gone. Yeah.
Oh, he's stuck in the fairy circles.
So he vanished. Yeah, it makes sense. Be quiet. And then
Too much information to deal with.
and then it makes sense. Be quiet. This is the creepy episode, okay? Shut up. And then right. Like I want like my advocate here. Like,
We haven't even got to the awful.
I was gonna say I want to have my advocate here, like Red Lion. I'm not even really exaggerating at this point at all, am I?
No, you're not.
No, lovely.
Like with Boom, I was because it was funnier, but with this, you don't even have to. It's just what's in the episode to make it.
I don't know how you could exaggerate this
To
episode
be
without
fair, I
sounding like a
also agree.
lunatic.
Maybe she was 74 yards away. Oh my god!
How dare you?
And then anyway, so then she goes back home, to her mum. And then she talks to her mum. She goes, "Mum, there's this creepy lady following me." And then her mum's like, "Right, we'll get to the bottom of this." So they're on the phone.
How far does she travel to her mom's house?
Wales to London.
So I live in a country that we only acknowledge this country. So how far away is it?
Yeah, it's from Wales to London. I don't know because they don't even say where in Wales they are. I don't think, or if they do, I don't care. And
Yeah.
Basically,
It's like
if you walked, it would take a it would
It would be a
take
couple
a day.
hours.
it would probably be it'd be like between 2 and 3 hours.
Yeah, a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay,
nice.
and this fucking thing is still 73 fucking.
Oh
feet
yeah,
away
no,
from
no,
her?
no, no, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so actually, as they have.
Wait, that's what I'm trying to exaggerate. That's what I'm trying
but she's
to
in the
point
train,
out.
isn't
No,
she?
no, she's not in the train. No, so I forgot. We have a little montage where we see Ruby on like a bus and a train and that, and the lady is always
Yeah.
outside, fucking like snapshotting to different locations at 73 yards away, and always just sort of being there.
Yeah, but
See, that would
But
be
in a way
really
that makes no
fucking
sense
creepy.
because just
It's almost
standing like
like
in
this-
the middle of the street.
Oh yeah, no, but
As like if she was like she wouldn't be exactly 73 yards if she was standing in the middle of the street not moving while the train is moving.
yeah,
Because that's how distance works.
Oh, movers work.
Yeah.
Also,
She should be like zooming across.
yeah, I know, that's what I
This
said.
also, I need to point this out. This also sounds strangely fucking like another show, like another movie premise called It Follows. But all right.
So yeah, well yeah, so that's happening, and it's quite funny because it's snapping rather than her. And I mean, it'd be funnier if she was like zooming across the countryside, but that would make more sense because of the fucking the 73 yards. But whatever, who cares?
Whatever.
And then she goes home.
So we're ripping off It Follows. Got it.
So
Yeah, but doing it poorly.
So we go and see
Very
her.
poorly.
So we go and see her mum, and her mum goes, "Oh, I'll get to the bottom of this." So what happens is their plan is they'll phone each other. The mum will go up to speak to the lady while on the phone, so that Ruby can hear what's happening. And guys,
Okay, so-
Max won't understand why you're laughing, so you can't do this. This is my joke.
Stop laughing because I'm like, okay,
No,
that's-
no,
okay,
no,
like,
because I kept playing
I'm
a
trying to
meme.
be like good faith. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Asa played some funny music during the scene, and now we're laughing.
okay. I was gonna say this sounds like a pretty standard thing. It sounds like a clever way to deal with the situation.
Yeah. So
Also, it's kind of fucked up to send your mom to deal with this.
No.
thing that's literally making
And
people
I
run
will
away.
say, in the most
Don't let her
fairest way,
adopted mom.
the mum said it's only your adopted mum, yeah. But her mum basically says that she's doing
just-
it.
yeah, doesn't count.
Worthless. Yeah, fuck them.
So so yeah, just being fair,
It's okay. You're not my real mom.
you're not my
die.
real dad. And then
Christ.
so the mum goes up there, and then Ruby, whenever the mum says something, and then Ruby only hears like static. So you assume that when the lady is speaking, the phone's not picking up, so Ruby's not allowed to hear it essentially. But then the most bizarre dialogue happens where Ruby goes, "Who is she?" And then the mum goes, "She is who she is." And then he goes, "What does she look like?" "She looks like what she looks like." And it carries on like that for a bit until eventually Ruby goes,
what they do.
yeah, and then eventually Ruby goes, "No, Mom, don't listen to her. Mom, don't listen to her." And then the mum turns around and then screams and runs off like everyone else. And then Ruby like runs after her.
Episode of the X-Files as told by the cast of fucking Chicken Run. What is this?
And then
What is this shit?
and then Ruby follows
What
her.
is this?
And then the mum, and then there's a Zack Snyder slow-mo scene of the mum in the taxi driving away from Ruby, and that's why I played the funny music over. And then, and because it's really,
sounds
Wait. So So the mom, she walks out of her house to go down the road to talk to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
She screams, runs away, gets in the taxi
Yeah,
to drive away further away from her house.
from
Yep.
Ruby.
Okay.
Fuck you, daughter. You're not
Yeah, and
my real
then so
daughter.
then Ruby tries to chase after her, and then it's a really sad scene. There's really sad music while we're all laughing like fucking idiots. And then
Why is there sad music? This should be like horror music. What the fuck? Where's my mom going? What is going?
yeah,
what
and
is
then
going
so then
on?
she's trying to ring her mom, and she's like, "Mom, please let answer the phone." Mom's not answering the phone. Ruby goes out, says, "I'll make some dinner."
Mom's having a fit. You know,
and then she comes back, and the mom's like, "Lock the
stared
doors."
into the abyss at my whim.
Yeah, and then there's this thing, and by the way, this mum is like loves Ruby all the world. By the way, like it's meant to be a big deal.
Clearly,
that they have like this incredible bond. So then Ruby says like, "Mom," because the mom's changed the lock, so Ruby can't get back in when Ruby gets back to the house like later. And then she goes, "Bob, you can't do this." And she's on the phone, and then she's like, "Ruby, like blah blah blah," and she goes, "But I'm your daughter, but you're not though. Not even your mother wanted you." And you're like, "Wow, bro."
that actually, wow.
Yeah, it's like really fucked up. And then
that's horrible.
and then Ruby's like sad, and then she tries to leave. And then there's one last thing of the creepiness. I say creepiness. I mean what the show thinks is creepy. It's not. And then so Ruby's there, and she's in like an outdoor like cafe thing, and she's just sort of chilling. And then UNIT turn up. You know, the Unified Intelligence Task Force. And then they say we've been monitoring you because you're a doctor companion, and we all like blah blah blah. And then Ruby's like yeah. I hope, you know, they're like, oh, we can work together. We want to find out the 73-yard lady. So we'll surround her. So then, like, this fucking, like, SWAT van SWAT team surround the 73-yard lady. And then, like, they all get near her. And then they go, she goes, like, make sure that you can't hear what she's saying. Because, obviously, that's what we know is causing stuff to go weird. And then, but then in unison, like, they all turn to look at Ruby, get in the cars, and drive off. They don't scream though because they're different.
Yeah, the psychic training means they don't scream. I guess they said that's the line. They have psychic
Oh
training.
yeah. They say that they should be fine because they've had psychic training, which to be fair is actually true in Doctor Who. But I don't understand why they think.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, the psychic thing is actually meant to be like a really low level thing in Doctor Who because it's like for stuff like the psychic paper and stuff, not for like somebody using telepathy. You know.
Sure.
So basically they got some low-level bullshit goggles, but they're not actually like anti-telepath.
Yeah, I don't know how much. So Max in Doctor Who, the Doctor uses quite a lot this thing called a psychic paper, and what it is, it's a little bit of paper that he can basically say whatever he wants, and he uses it quite a lot to like pretend to be like a high up person to get. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Because before that, he just kept getting like fucking like arrested and caps and stuff to get inside.
So he would like hold up a piece of paper, and whatever you in your culture, in your time period, would assume to be the proper paperwork to be where he is and do what he's doing, your brain just kind of automatically fills it in.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. Yeah. So that's usually what the psychic thing is about. Because usually when like the bad guys or whatever have like psychic training, it usually means that they can see past the paper and they're like it's blank, and he's like, oh shit, they I can't be bullshit my way through. But that's anyway. So anyway, all of UNIT fuck off and they leave Ruby alone, and then Ruby's like sad, and then so we've had this. It's been like a creep.
Wait,
Yeah.
Did each of them talk to the woman though?
Sorry?
Before they go, did each of them talk to the woman though?
No, they were all surrounded her with
around.
guns. They were surrounded her with guns and were staring at her. And then the woman obviously said something, and then they all in unison go like meerkats, like, "Oh, let's leave."
Yeah, they're like, fuck this.
And what about Kate?
So, I mean, it didn't. Yeah, so I don't think about, but Kate. I think Kate's on like comms with them, and then she hears it over the comms.
Yes, she's on comms and she listens to it on comms, and that's why she goes evil.
Oh, Mayo, we're talking about Doctor Who. Join us. We're doing.
We're in the middle.
We're streaming. We are live streaming, and we are doing a talk about Doctor Who, and we are now on 73 yards.
Oh, why?
Okay, so what about then?
Sorry.
Now, yeah, really bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair enough.
It's,
That's
I mean,
enough.
in fairness, that is the correct response. Yes, to hearing about this episode.
So yeah, Mayo. Last we left off, the cops were gonna look at this It Follows woman, and then they all walked up to it pointing guns, and then they all said, "Yeah, you know what? Let's go get lunch," and left.
Lovely.
Yeah, and then what happens next is so like I said, they've been trying to make it all creepy, you know, and it's like this thing and the 73-year-old lady, and it's, you know. So then we have this weird like fucking like montage 80s moment where we see about her life over the next decade.
What?
Yeah, and that's the transition to the second story. I saw his mid quotes, by the way.
That was the thing that happened.
I'm not joking, Max, but they literally just start playing like upbeat music, and we have like a montage of Ruby like living her life with the 73 yards lady.
Where the fuck is her mom? Does her mom come back?
No, mom's abandoned.
No.
What? Because the mom heard because the mom talked to the 73-yard lady, and she's scared now, so the mom left. Now that's done.
It's done now. She now lives in an apartment for years.
Well, she just actually getting work done. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if all this would have implications for the story going forward.
Yeah, that seems pretty horrible. Like, what's going on?
So over we basically see a thing over the next decade of Ruby living like she's going through like a few boyfriends, and there's like the funny, and then there's like she
went through her 4 boyfriends, but she doesn't give a fuck about her mom.
And then
and then
they
what
say,
is happening?
and then you see like multiple people. I think it's like 3 different boyfriends where they say like I love hanging out with you, but you seem always like distracted or distant, and then obviously she's
you seem to always be staring 73 feet away. What's going on with that?
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, I've missed like a little thing. They when she talks with Kate, by the way, they make it clear like the 73-yard away lady, like it's like people like kind of acknowledges that she's there, but they seem to like everyone like doesn't really give a shit unless she's like explicitly pointed out to them by Ruby kind of thing. So it's like there's like a low level sort of like a filter that makes people kind of like ignore her kind of thing.
Occasionally, that's just the reality of being an old person.
Yeah, but it's
you get like a New York terrorist who like fucking bumps in there and goes, "I'm walking here."
So that happens, and then that kind of goes on forever, and then eventually it really is like that, and then eventually, no, Max, we're getting to the second storyline, and then
yeah,
good.
It's so interesting and deep
and
profound. Let's hear it.
Yeah, and then they go on the news station. Well, she's watching the news. Sorry, I should say, and then they're hearing like an interview with this up and coming politician or something, and he's like, oh, I've worked in all. When I grew up, I wasn't like a silver spoon, blah blah blah. I've worked in a market. I've worked in like a bouncer, blah blah blah. And they go, I'm a jack of all trade. They used to call me Mad Jack, and you're like, oh my god, that's the thing the doctor said at the start of the episode.
Didn't the episode literally just repeat Mad Jack, Magic? So you remember what the fuck it even means? I think the episode did that.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it flashes to like the earlier scene, so you could be like,
yeah. Hey, so don't forget we said this.
Just in case your fucking brain is melted by this bitch abandoning her fucking family. By
I think it goes like, they used to call me Mad Jack, and then it just goes Mad Jack. And you're like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute. That's the name of the episode.
Oh my god, it's so bad. And then
the Doctor Who is now where anime was in the fucking 80s.
Hey,
not to a previous episode, but to earlier this episode.
This is unironic. Like, we keep making jokes. This is unironically like sounding like a fucking like Oni plays like meme.
I would say, Max, I would show it you, but I'm not going to watch it again. And then
no, I
don't. You see what? And then Ruby goes, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop him.
I almost kind of want to watch it now. If American would want to watch this, where would he go?
Pirate Bay.
Have you? So if you, so Max,
I would just go to bed.
So if you have a gun, Max, and you point it at yourself, you'll find God. And then anyway, and then she goes, I'm going to stop it. So she goes to like his like campaigning headquarters thing. And then she goes like, I want to volunteer, blah blah blah. And then so her thing is she starts volunteering to keep in touch with.
Well, that's nice of her for going volunteering.
Yeah. So she's volunteering on his campaign trail.
She seems like she cares about like other people.
And then they start talking about what's their like thing. Most people are interested in the economy and stuff like that. This is him like doing like news, interviews and stuff like that. And then one of them just goes, "Oh,
by the way, meant to be very charismatic, not at all."
Yeah. I mean, like I said, typical Welshman.
It's like when people say it's like, oh, you got a wicked sense of humor and like never tells a joke.
Yeah, and then
Never makes anyone laugh.
and then I'm trying to think. So then what happens? And then one of those goes, by the way, and then I am exaggerating a little bit here, but he more or less just goes, by the way, don't you like nukes?
What?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Basically, he was saying something like the Great Russian War of whatever, and he's like, "No nukes are fired." What's up with that? And the guy said,
that?
"Are you telling me you wanted nukes to be fired?" And he goes like, "Can we cut that? Can we cut that?" And then the interview just ends. So it's like, yeah, he just said on an interview, "Why hasn't nukes been fired recently? What's up with that?"
Like, you know what? I fucking played Fallout, and that shit looks mad fun. So why didn't that happen?
So yeah.
What?
So then this guy.
What kind of fucking 12-year-old take is that? Like, who are you?
So this guy that has an independent party suddenly wins and becomes prime minister. It really kind of is that fast cut. It's like a few. Like,
No
yeah.
more time has passed.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
mom is still missing.
And then they have a thing.
Basically, a third party won somehow.
Yeah.
It's like that's really.
I want to explain the scene. So then they're in like a football stadium, and he's having a thing where he's having a big event where he's going to give a speech or something or
How much
whatever.
time has passed?
I don't fucking know. And
There's the interview.
Like
there was a
years.
scene didn't matter where he one of creeps on a girl. There's another scene where he wins and the girl doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Whatever. And now we're at the football pitch.
Yeah,
That's
I was gonna
what
say and then
the time skip is like what, 20 years?
And this whole time, the Doctor is like stuck in a hole, and nobody cares.
No, he's gone.
On.
We don't know where he is. He's just disappeared.
Right.
That's
okay.
what happened at the beginning of the
yeah,
episode.
he's not trapped anywhere.
entire-
He just isn't anymore.
And,
Yeah,
but
he
like,
is-
so the implication is multiple years have passed. So this bitch
Yeah.
has just been waving to this fucking chick who's 73.
Yeah.
There is a scene where after she's going to take down Nuke Guy, she looks at her and says, "Come on," like they're fucking good friends.
Oh yeah. She's like,
Okay,
let's
that's
go
kinda-
save
that's
the
kinda fun.
world. And then
It's like, come on, dude, you can't like not acknowledge literally the elephant 73 feet away from you.
so they're on the football thing, and then they're on the sidelines, and then one of the main campaign people that you know is like a big supporter of the guy who's been with them. The lady that that was uncomfortable with the guy, and then Ruby are all on the stands and they're all chatting. And then they just go like, and then the lady goes, he's a monster. And then the guy just like, oh, don't exaggerate. He's like, by the way, he's buying the nukes from Pakistan.
Yeah, he's buying the nuclear codes from Pakistan.
Fucking buy Pakistani nuclear program because you did.
That
I'm sure you
escalated
didn't
really
know
quickly.
that Britain apparently doesn't fucking have its nuclear program.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what?
Not like they were fucking first ever
has
country to
nukes?
have
Like,
them.
why would?
Yeah.
Okay.
They need more from Pakistan. Bibsy made them. I don't really
They
know.
need more.
Yeah, from
What is
fucking
this fucking-
Pakistan.
I mean,
What is this fucking Wonder Woman fucking 88 or the fuck? It's like, I want more nukes, Lamau.
and then the girl goes, he's gonna fire them Friday, and the guy goes, don't exaggerate. It's so funny. And then
so this evil guy's plan is to buy nukes and then launch them for reasons.
yeah, like just launch
That's
them
his plan.
randomly, just like, you know, fuck it, you get a nuke, and you get a nuke, and you get a
I
nuke.
think he got in on the
73
deal.
feet away.
I think somebody said, okay, you can get into the office, but you're not allowed to fire any of our nukes. You are not starting another world. And he's like, okay, I will not fire any of our nukes. And he gets in, and the mute is like, but other people's nukes.
Lamau.
Points at the fucking Arabic written on the side. He's like, see, not English.
Yeah.
Whip over.
Foreign.
So but guys, you need
Fine.
but guys, you need to see how Ruby very cleverly saves the world.
Oh, how clever.
So she stands in the middle of the football pitch, gets out.
She hit those nukes out of the air with Britain's nukes.
No. See, he's not bought the nukes yet. No, he was planning on buying them on
She
Friday.
jumps up with a keyblade and tank cuts them off.
and then she becomes the tryhard.
Funny thing, that was actually tested. Shooting down nukes with nukes.
Oh my god.
Who nuked the
Well,
boat?
not tested. Sorry, not
It
tested.
was.
It was
Where?
considered.
Not tested.
Where was it tested?
We know that.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
what-
why are electrics gone?
I love the idea. It was tested. And I was like, where? And then
why
Red's
is all
like,
the
oh,
electricity gone?
don't.
And my skin.
Red's like, oh, don't look in my garden. And then. And then, so her plan, right? So she stands in the middle of the football pitch, and she gets her phone out, and she's got like an app that's got like a rangefinder. She points at the guy.
Does that let her pay?
What kind of caveman shit do you think this is?
So anyway, and then so I'm just gonna ignore that. And then she starts like really slowly walking backwards to make it 73 yards because at the start it's only 42 yards away. Oh my goodness! And then
right, she has that talking cringe finder on her phone. That was so cringe.
And then
what?
Yeah.
Whoa! She's got a rangefinder for the fucking demon.
It has an app on her phone.
But
that's normal, whatever. But it speaks to her. It tells her the distance.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I have a demon with an Eldritch Abomination following me, I have an app.
Why didn't she do this before now?
Because shut up. And then and then
you see, even though he's pretty sure that he was evil, now he might actually do it. So now's the time.
Yeah, now he's gonna buy stuff. And then capitalism. And then anyway, and then she basically keeps walking backwards. The police for some reason point guns at her and say, "Stop walking backwards! Put the phone down!"
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, hang on. Okay, is she in the middle of because you said this is a football thing, right? Is she in the middle?
Yeah, but it's basically empty except for the campaign guys. No one's there.
Right,
okay.
So here's the thing, right? In fairness, she's not meant to be there, and I would understand that they would arrest her. But why the fuck they would shoot somebody with a phone walking backwards?
Because
the guns of it, and say.
Well, they do work for the guy who's going to buy.
She has a gun app in it.
Yeah, okay, gun app, yeah. And then
they're all there with Russian fucking guns.
And then she walks backwards to 73 yards, and then the 73-yard lady appears by him. Luckily by him, and not anywhere else around her. And then
does it play like the fucking Beaver dramatic music every time she appears on screen?
Kinda, and then she speaks in no particular, and then the guy screams and runs off. She saved the day.
So naturally.
Yeah, and that guy caused him to resign from being prime minister and just lock himself in his house. Did they say?
How does that stop anything?
No, the lunch were not. No, they were buying them on Friday.
Yeah.
Right, but then he could just buy them from somewhere else.
Well, why didn't
he's resigned.
No, he resigned. He's resigned.
Why?
Because... You see, the old lady said "swiggity swoogie," and that freaked him out.
The lady said "swiggity swoogie, don't launch that nukity," and then
then he went, and went away.
and then they have a little line that shows how Rusty Davis doesn't understand politics in the slightest, and then he goes, "Now his successor has promised a more tolerant future without nukes," basically. And he's like, "Right, okay, incredible."
That's nice.
But why would that person be a successor?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm assuming this episode makes sense.
Yeah, and then we have a thing where it's like Ruby saved the day, Ruby saves the world, hooray! And then we cut to like 60 years later, which is an old lady, and
oh my god!
I'm waiting for Max's reaction.
What are you saying now? What?
You see, the second of the two stories in this episode are done.
Okay, so for reference, her mom is dead now, right?
Right, I want to say they reference this. So, as an old lady in a wheelchair, she goes, "I never saw my mum again. I reckon she's gone now." It's like incredible. Thanks.
Thanks for fucking clearing that up.
And then
like their fucking mom.
And then you have
a weird caveat that's not allowed.
And then she basically goes on holiday to Wales for like a quick scene, which is outside the TARDIS. That's like all like mossy and stuff like that because it's not been moving. She goes, "Oh, but I blah blah blah," and you would have had faith and something. And then we have another cut to like another 10 years later where she's like even older and in like a hospital bed, and she's like even like 100 years old. And then it's at night time, and it tries to be creepy again, and she turns the lights out, and then you hear all of scary music, and the 73-yard lady is closer.
Did you say?
Whoa!
Oh, it's close. She's closer now. So, oh my goodness. Oh no, Max is talking to someone.
Yeah, she's 66 meters far away now.
See, someone's talking to Max now, and I need him to hear this because I think I've been more invested in his reaction to all this episode than anything else.
Yeah. We have to wait to the big reveal. The purpose.
No, don't worry. Honestly,
all comes together.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Don't worry. We just pause because I want you to hear this, and then
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah, so then the 73-yard lady is getting closer now. And she appears closer and closer, and then she's like, and then as she's really close, she's like facing the wrong way just to make the reveal even funnier, which is hilarious. And then
what? So she like fucking moonwalks towards her?
Yeah. She teleports backwards, and then
okay.
And then
Why didn't they just film her from the back, like actually facing the bed, though?
No.
Because shut up.
No, and then
why is she doing that now?
No, hang on.
She
By the way,
been doing it for
no.
literally decades.
No. So I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm gonna need you to not say anything until I finish this, because otherwise I will not be able to tell you what happens, because it doesn't make any sense. So I'll let you know when I've finished. So they have the thing, and then she's like, and then the lady turns around, and then it cuts to black, and you're like, okay. And then it cuts to it being from Ruby's point of view, and it's looking at the TARDIS land all those years ago when they went to Wales, and it's like, Ruby's the old lady the whole time. And then no shush. And then no shush. And then no, be quiet. You need to hear the whole thing. And then
Max, let him cook.
Yeah.
No, my brain is coming out of my ears.
And then be quiet, Max.
Okay.
The plot thickens, and then so they have the same scene where the Doctor and Ruby come out the TARDIS from the start of the episode, and then as they're walking to it, you hear the Ruby as an old woman say, like, don't step in like a creepy whispery voice, and then the Doctor, and then as the Doctor's about to step on the fairy circle, Ruby says, no, don't step. And then the Doctor doesn't step on the fairy circle.
No step on Pepper.
And then they look up, and the lady is gone. And then
Now you see what I meant in the beginning.
And now she's gone, and the Doctor and Ruby go off and have their lovely day in Wales.
Oh.
And then
the end.
It was a fucking dream. What?
A fucking closed time loop that never happened.
Yeah.
Not even a dream.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that whole episode was pointless. Okay.
That whole episode was pointless.
But on the plus side, now that Ruby doesn't have the lady, that means that man will buy the nukes from Pakistan. So there is an upside, I guess. At the end of the day,
Everything worked out in the end.
Yeah, that's a setup for the fifth reboot of the show.
And I'm not being hyperbolic. I genuinely think this is the worst episode of Doctor Who I've ever fucking seen.
It's literally.
But also they never explain how the Doctor disappeared. So I was like, well, did
they also never
explain I guess so.
Fucking anything.
Yeah, they didn't explain how.
Let's put it this way.
Gets
Those
back
of
in
us
time.
who actually missed that episode, not seen it, and then thought, okay, I might want to go back, binge it back again. I don't want to miss anything. There is no point to actually seeing that episode.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, because Ruby wasn't the Ruby.
It's okay.
Basically, as a very old woman, Ruby spent decades following herself around for
why?
And making people scream because and
That's a question.
she did that.
And let's be clear, right? So you might be wondering to yourself, so what was the old lady saying to people? Russell T Davies has got you covered. He says he's not going to tell anyone because it's all for the fans to decide.
That is
fucking
bullshit.
Idea.
That is
Which means me saying "swiggity swoogie, let me touch that booty" is canon.
Yeah, because that's what Lion thought she said. So that is what that is.
Yeah.
It is the best and most established theory we have so far.
It's absolute trash, and
that is actually trash.
Genuinely, I can't think of a worst episode of Doctor Who. I thought it was Orphan 55, but that's fucking that's an episode of something, I guess. I mean,
at least all 55 happened.
If you were to see the old lady from Titanic, and then that didn't actually happen, and the Titanic never sunk.
Yeah,
it's like, why?
No. So no, fuck that. It's she goes to the whole Titanic thing, and then it just cuts back to her about to get on the ship. You know what I mean? Because everything
and
is
then their voice,
happen.
"Don't get on." It's like, I don't think I'll get on.
Well, I'm glad I could have been around long enough to see the ending of this episode, and now I have to go.
See you later, Red. Have a good night.
See.
I love you, dog.
I'm gonna go do the
since-
gametism. So have a good one, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And
So, man,
since I won't be able to be here, make sure to make enough homophobic jokes during that episode.
Oh yeah, we will. Don't
Of
worry.
course.
In my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Good night.
Mate.
all right, Red. Love you, man. All right, Gorko. Let's link up then. But man,
Bye,
wow,
everybody
what a
else.
Yeah, what a wild ride for you.
I don't
And
even.
by the way,
I don't
Max,
even-
that last chunk about how it's like it was actually her the whole time, all of that was the rant I was given the day he saw the episode while we were waiting for D&D to start. No, it's only when he started
Yeah.
describing the woman who's like, oh, wait, hang on. I know what this is.
I was so
I mean,
angry.
I'd be too if I had to deal with that nonsense and it didn't mean anything.
I know.
It's like you
been
stabbed me in the balls and it meant nothing.
Oh god.
All right, so we're gonna go do Warframe, which is something that makes a little bit more sense than what you just fucking.
Yeah,
described,
no
so-
worries.
I love you guys. Okay, I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, have
Later.
yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Yeah, so what's next? Next is Dart and Bubble, which is a very tonal whiplash because that episode is kind of okay.
Yeah.
Surprisingly not completely awful.
So I guess we'll just give like a brief synopsis. So the synopsis is they're in a futuristic, closed off world that's got cities on it, and they're in their one that's the Dart and Bubble thing. And what it is, it's like they're essentially tonally on their phone where they're in like a constant head bubble thing where they can always talk to people on apps and things like that the whole time. But they're never actually seeing what's around them. Like they're even being told where to walk. Like they go forward, turn left. You know, and it's like literally they're like that kind of automated. And as this is happening, you notice that there are people being like murdered around them, but then none of them notice it because they're in their own little head bubble. And I'm like, as a concept, I dig it. The doctor tries to speak to her, but she's like, fuck off, no, get out of here. Ruby tries to speak to her, she goes, no, fuck off, but then Ruby manages to cut her off and go like, no, please, and she's like, oh, fine. So
Well, I read what's that scene because there's like things we're going to talk later on, but like it's basically she comes in as like she's like customer service.
yeah,
And she's kind of sweary, but like nice enough that doesn't put her off. So it's like that's more of it, where she goes in more gently, which is kind of the thing of the episode where these people have to be basically like babied into actually helping
well, actually,
themselves.
there's a thing that we didn't realize that I will get to at the end about the episode.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why we watched it. Is like
The whole telling the doctor
just
to
to
go
make
fuck
s-
himself.
make
Because it
That's,
doesn't
that's
actually
foreshadowing.
fucking fit, does it? It really. I honestly think our
It-
explanation
it
when we first watched it
doesn't.
was better.
Yeah,
we'll get
like
there.
I have a much better theory that actually like matches what happens in the episode.
Yeah, same.
But like
Yeah.
we'll get to it.
So yeah, and then they basically, so the lady we've been following, the Doctor and Ruby are only on like a telephone call, essentially. They eventually convince her what's going on. There's the dumb fucking thing I can't stand where basically Shambi, they get told where to move, like move forward, move left, blah. She takes it down, but then she like forgets how to walk. Like what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
Like while it's on, she can walk normally, but when it's off, she forgets how motor
And
functions
here's the
work.
thing, right? I'm fine with her having like a mental breakdown,
no.
but instead of it being like her having a panic attack, it's like she fucking like steps into a like she can't walk.
Like there was a scene where she almost walked into a monster and died because she didn't know how to walk straight.
So her issue should be she shouldn't know where to go.
Yeah, like I said, it should be more of like a psychological thing rather than mechanical. But so that's stupid. But yeah, okay. But in fairness, like that is the stupid bit of the episode, you know. So
Yeah.
I guess small mercies. But then she puts it back on. They get through, and then she starts going outside. She sees more people being eaten. She talks to the doctor. She goes, I know these guys are weird, but give him a chance. He's like saved my life. And then basically they give the survivors so far all like a route to get to like the thing of the city so that they can find their way out through the sewers. You know, so far so good. There's a pop idol in it that she loves. That's kind of semi-relevant. As she nearly, as Lion said, walks into a monster because she forgets how to walk because her dot runs out of battery for some reason. They do explain it because she's meant to be charging it at work and she leaves work and then she like complains that they got her out of work even though her colleague next to her was being eaten by a slug monster. Oh yeah, they're all like slug alien things as well, Shami, but that's just more like set dressing. Like they don't say anything, they're just eating people. And they get and then she meets up with the pop idol guy and then from this point onwards she will forget that she forgot how to walk because she's fine now.
Yeah, she can even run, by the way, without any kind of training or anything.
So it's like they just kind of forget that was an issue because I guess they just realized, oh shit, this is stupid. Let's not bother rewriting it. Let's just carry on. And then
Yeah, we already wrote the script. Come on.
and then they go into the underground and blah blah. And the Doctor's still trying to work out like what's going on. And it's like it's a fairly like standard Doctor Who setup thing. You know, the Doctor's trying to work what's going on. He can't be there, but blah blah blah. And then they go, well, the slug monsters can't get us down here, right? And then the guy's trying to input like a code that the Doctor's sending him to open like the substation door. This episode episode's like really quick to synopsis because it's mainly about like the tension of what's happening around her. And then the doctor goes, wait, and he goes, wait, I think the AI is trying to kill you. And she's like, what? And because of how when it started and what's going on. And he goes, wait, but if the AI is clever enough to like fucking like get these slug things to get you, then it can do it. And then the little dot thing starts flying around and trying to fucking like beam her, and so the whole thing. And then they work out that because this whole time the doctor's going, wait, why? Because when Ruby's walking through, the slug monsters aren't like following her, Shammy. It's like they're ignoring her. So he's like, why are they? They
don't acknowledge her exist, basically.
Yeah. So why? And the doctor's like, why are they not attacking you people, like the group? And then it turns out that like they're and I got it, and it was a neat little trick. They're actually the slug monster thing are actually going alphabetically, and that's what like clocks the doctor on that it's an AI thing because it's just doing like a logical like program. It's just like going down the alphabet to all the inhabitants. That's fine. And then you go, oh wait, she's next on the list, and that's when the little dot thing's trying to beam her. So as it's going all pear shaped, the singer near her, she goes, wait, to the AI that's about to kill her. He's actually his name begins with a C. He should be killed. And the AI goes, all right, and then kills him, and then she runs off. Like it's just meant to be like.
Why wouldn't the AI already know?
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Like all these people are kind of stupid and selfish, and that's kind of
that's the point. Yeah, they're horrible people. Yeah, I'm not against this as like a premise, but yeah, she is a thing. And then she's out. We're almost at the end of the episode. It kind of is like this quick to synopsis because it's like I said, it's all about what's like physically. It's all about how she's getting through the city. When you're watching her, and then and the doctor and that are there, and she goes, oh, I guess I should thank you, blah blah blah. And then the survivors are there, and then she lies. Obviously, she goes, "Oh well, he said that he was going to see if he can find more survivors." It's obviously a lie, you know what I mean? But she's like I said, she's very self-centered. They find out that the AI has been killing people on the home planet, so it's just these guys. And then the doctor says, "I can take you to a home planet." And then they all like kind of like laugh at him and goes like, "No, not you, pleb. We'll make it on our own." And like the implications that they're all going to die because they're all fucking useless. Now. I want to say, like, when we first watched this, I was very, because of how, like, snobbish they were, and how, like, hoity-toity they were about, like, him and Ruby, I genuinely thought it was, like, a class issue. Like, these guys were all posh people.
I think you could say that. I more thought about it. I took it as, like the bubble is literally around their heads, so it's taken of, like, people online in their own, like, echo chambers, like, personal bubbles, and anytime anything that clashes with that gets in, they get all, like, defensive and aggressive. Yeah, that makes them shitty person. Like, the only one that was, like a normal person, that was actually a decent person, was one that didn't spend all his time on the dot and bubble. He actually read books and stuff, so, like, he had it, his horizons were more open, so he's more open to new ideas. Which is why I believe they didn't go to Doctor, because it's a magical man telling them they got a magical box, and like that's not part of my worldview, and you're not part of our group. Like, so it's more like an in-group, out-group thing, and how social media can like foster that. That's what I got out of it. I think it's a way more interesting message than
I agree. I think that's way better. So Russell T Davies has come out and confirmed that they're all massive racists, and they don't like the Doctor because he's black.
They actually use the words "don't infect me" or something like that, which is actually a proper slur back in the day.
I thought it was like a class thing, though. That's what I mean. I thought they were like,
that's the thing. You could take that as like a class thing, as a race thing, as just an other thing. I'm pretty sure the Nazis said that with the Jews.
There were,
like it's just like you are other. You are outside of the group. Don't infect us with your ideas or your culture or whatever. Like
that's an actual Negro thing slur back in decades ago.
But there was also like people who were like the elite class would get really offended if someone of the working class came into contact with them. It's like, oh, I gotta watch my hands.
That's what I took from it, Shami. This is what I mean. And here's the thing, right? The racism thing does make sense as well. But what I mean is, they are adamant that that's the only thing it could be, and I'm like, you've obviously not written that very well. Then, if that's what you are trying to tell the audience is what it definitely is, because it can come across as like every kind of different, like outer, like the outsider. The different class thing, the echo chamber, racism. You know what I mean? It can be anything, but they're adamant that this is only racism. And if you don't see it as racism, then you have white privilege, is what they have actually said.
I actually was talking to my sister about this episode, and it's like, "Did you hear he talk about racism?" And it's like, "I don't care. I don't see it. I see it more broadly." And it's like, "But that's what he said." It's like, "I don't care what he said."
But
unless like in the actual episode, do they say racism?
no.
Well, then if it's not in the actual episode, then you can interpret it how you want.
Yeah, so but basically, apart from that just being like more of like a meta thing anyway, that episode is fine. We were pleasantly surprised. We were like, that was like a 6 out of 10. It was good. You know, there was nothing like special about it, but it was, you know, it was It wasn't.
It was just it went in completely the wrong direction really fast when he had nothing to do with the rest of the episode. Otherwise, if they'd have just stopped with, sorry, don't want to go with you, fine, but they had to put that little bit in and it just changed everything.
What's that?
So as soon as she said, "Oh no, sorry, I don't want to be infected by you," before that, it was perfectly fine. They could have made up another different reason of, "Oh, we're going to get on this ship and go to another planet ourselves" or whatever. But they had to just say, "No, sorry, fuck you, you're black."
Yeah, but they didn't say that though. That's what we're saying. They don't.
I know they didn't say that. Well, from what he's saying, they're saying that.
Yeah, but the thing is, the stuff in the episode is vague enough that you could just interpret it as fear of the other, which could be racism, but also could be many other things. And the fact that he's so limited that, no, it's about racism, is like, oh, that's a very limited view of your own episode you wrote.
So, basically, but yeah, but like I said, we were pleasantly surprised after the worst episode of Doctor Whoever that we had like an okay episode, you know?
Yeah.
And
okay, so the same alien slug things that were killing them in this city, they were the same things that had killed the people back on the homeworld.
Yeah. So the assumption is that the AI either utilized them or managed to create them somehow, or what, because it hated its owners or whatever. You know what I mean? That was kind of the implication.
Yeah. I mean, if I was Twitter, I would also kill you all.
Honestly, that's kind of what I kind of thought it was getting at, rather than racism. I thought they were all like Twitter snubs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like social media is making everyone hate each other and being snobby because like all these different echo groups, and it's like my group says I'm right. It's like you're clearly not.
But,
it's like how dare you get out, and then you block them.
But apart from that, like meta knowledge that I think is just not like completely. I don't think it's in the episode, like at least explicitly. I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it. I've watched it once more just to check it, and I was like, yeah, it was fun. I still enjoyed it, even knowing the stupid stuff that they said that wasn't really there, but whatever. And then next we have Rogue.
Oh yes,
Rogue!
Yeah, that happened. Anyway,
this is the Bridgerton episode.
This is the gay episode, yes, and I think Rogue is kind of actually fun. I also just think it's cringe as well. Like,
yeah.
So there's lots of stuff I like in there. There's snappy dialogue and there's some really funny jokes, but there's also a lot of cringe.
Yeah, I remember when you showed me it, and it's like the line, "We'll cosplay the world to death," and you're like, I just lost it because that line is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, how can you take the bad guy seriously when they say, "I'll cosplay the world to death"?
I thought the way it was constructed,
so it's like there are very
cringe
cringe lines, but like overall, it's fine. Fun time.
So yeah, we'll go through it in order. So how the episode starts, Shemi, for your benefit, is that two people from that, you know, Bridgerton fucking whatever time period are talking, and they're having like a regular drama conversation where it's one guy saying, "You have dishonored my sister because you slept with her. I demand that you marry her or face me in a duel," and you know the regular kind of bullshit from that kind of drama. And then the guy that's the one asking for the sister's honors goes to the other guy. "Wow, you're way more fun to play as." Picks him up and then lightnings him to death, and then he becomes him, and that's like the episode. So it's like starting out that you have like a shapeshifter thing that's, you know, shit, and you're like, all right,
yeah,
that's fine. And then it cuts to the place that they're at. The Doctor and Ruby, where they're in like there's a party, isn't there, like a high society party thing, and the Doctor's done his thing to get him and Ruby in there as like, you know, counts or countesses or ladies or whatever, you know what I mean? And they're dancing and they're having a chat, and they're having in the literal dictionary sense of the word, they're having a gay old time, you know, and as this is going on, we find out that there's like a bit of a setup here that it doesn't work later, but we'll get there in a minute. Ruby goes, "How can I know all these old-timey dancers?" And the Doctor goes, "Oh, the earrings I've given you, I've got choreography beaming directly into your brain, so it's just like letting you do it, you know." And it's like, okay, that's fine.
So he didn't tell her about those.
Apparently not, but you know.
Yeah. yeah, maybe wanted to be a surprise. It's like, why can't that's
Yeah,
like,
maybe. I mean, like it's like
If she, as they were dancing, if she had said, "Oh, I really love these earrings," and then he had talked about, "Oh yes, I really like," and God, I thought of putting the beam it into your brain technology in the earrings because it matches your outfit or something. Like you can explain it that way.
yeah, it's whatever. And then the doctor goes, "Oh, but just don't set it to battle mode or something." And she goes, "What?" And then we move on. So that's like a setup that's stupid.
yeah, don't set the Chekhov's gun mode. Like, what?
Yeah, and then the doctor, and then as they're doing like a regular thing where a lady just goes, "Oh, lady, you are," and she goes, "Oh, Lady Ruby, blah blah blah." And she goes, "Oh, you must, blah blah blah." And then the doctor goes, "Hey, have fun. Just make sure you don't like get engaged or mess with any events. That the usual shit. Don't get fucking too involved, whatever." And then as they're leaving, there's interference, and the doctor goes, "Oh, blah blah blah. Oh, don't have fun. I'll investigate it." And then overlooking the dance ball thing, there's a guy that's like looking brooding.
Yeah,
and the doctor,
yeah, and the doctor thinks he looks quite queer. Let me check him out.
Yeah, basically, and then they have a conversation, and I quite like these. I think they do actually have a bit of chemistry. The actors, they're pretty snappy with each other. But basically, the doctor starts making fun of him, going, "Oh, you're all broody," and the guy's just like, "Why are you talking to me?" And the doctor's like, "Blah blah," and they're trying to size each other up, basically, and then I think they'll have to like split it until they meet again. Otherwise, the plot's just kind of going to get a bit too confusing. So let's do like the Ruby stuff first, because it's easy to explain. Basically, after a bit of Ruby like investigating, she eventually follows a lady that storms off crying, and she's like, "Oh, I want to see if she's all right." But then it turns out that when she finds her again, she's talking to a guy, and they're doing like a classic Bridgerton thing of like, he's like, "I refuse to marry you," even, and then she's like, "But we should get married anyway because we love each other." Like, "Yeah, but I'll be disowned," and blah 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 blah, regular stuff. Ruby interrupts because she accidentally knocks a book over because of the book on the bookcase which she's hiding behind, and then it stops the conversation, and then they start chatting, and then that's kind of where that bit ends. That's just to show that Ruby has made friends with a rando from this time period, allegedly. You know what I mean? That's so it's fine. That's what it is. So while the other thing's going on is the doctor and the other guy are like just talking, and then they go outside and they find the dead body. Because while this has been going on, one of the shapeshifty, the shapeshifty thing has lightning like the lady, haven't they, of the place, and
Yep.
So her dead body is like out in the gardens. So the doctor and the rando that they've met find her, and then they both do the thing like, "Oh, only somebody from from the space technology or whatever could do this, blah blah blah," and then they both like blame each other for doing it, and then the guy pulls a gun on the doctor, and then the guy thinks that the doctor's the shapeshifter, and you found out he's a bounty hunter and he's trying to collect the reward. Simple, it's fine. The dialogue's pretty funny, I think, with them. I quite like the joke where the guy says, they tell each other where's their spaceship, and the doctor goes, "Oh, there's my spaceship," and then it's just the TARDIS, and the guy just goes, "Why haven't you hidden it?" And he goes, "It's behind a tree," and I was like, "That's pretty funny. Okay, I can titter at that." And then you see the other guy's spaceship, and he's just like has like a genuine like cloaking device. It's invisible. He presses the switch, it becomes uninvisible until they get on, and it you know what I mean? The classic spaceship, like Jack's was in the the Empty Child one. When it was on the Big Ben, and and they go inside, and it's like grungy sci-fi techie thing, and it's just very spacey as you'd assume. And then he gets the doctor to stand on a electric triangle thing that he makes, and it's just like a transport gate that sends them to like the blender dimension. Essentially, it's like an incinerator, but you know what I mean. It's like it will send them to die.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, "What? What do you mean?" And then he's like, "No, I'm not if they're called a Childer, these aliens." And he goes, "No, I'm not a Childer." Blah blah blah. And then the guy's like, "Yeah, you are." He goes, "No, no, no." And then the ship scans him, and this bit fucking confused me. The scanner goes scanning, shows shapeshifter. Like, there's this bit of technology that just scans something and tells whether or not it's a shapeshifter. Not what shapeshifter, not what kind of, like, how it shapeshifts, just whether or not a species is a shapeshifter. So does that mean if you put, like, a caterpillar in it, it would go shapeshifter? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, and the doctor basically... Anyway, But I quite like this scene. Like Red found it cringe. It's a little cringe, but it's like cringe in a way I found funny. The Doctor basically gets out his sonic screwdriver. The guy's like, "It's that's not dangerous. It scanned it as not a weapon." The Doctor basically says, "Oh, you've got some funny tunes on here," and he plays like, and he uses his screwdriver, and over this comms, he's playing like a Kylie Minogue song, I think it is, and he's dancing to it. Oh, actually, I'll explain. The triangle thing he's standing on that's meant to send him there, and so how it works, Jamie, is that once it's charged up,
it's important.
it will set. Yeah, I've just realised. Yeah, once it's charged up, the guy presses the go button, and it sends him to the blended dimension. But how their words specifically say is that he is molecularly bonded to it, like he can't like lift his feet up.
Yeah. So the molecules in him are now fused to the floor, essentially.
Which is fine until later, you know.
Until later, yeah.
Yeah, but just so you know,
So
anyway.
he can't
Remember
be,
that. It will come in handy later.
He can't just be pushed or anything. He's literally cannot move away from it.
No, he cannot
Nothing can
move.
get
Him
out
and
of
the
that
floor
triangle.
are now the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
and then he tries to turn it off with the screwdriver. It can't. It's like got an inbuilt thing where it can't turn off until it's like charged up. And
this is important for later, so just remember this.
And the bounty hunter man, he's called Rogue. Rogue has and it's just literally like a push button. So while that's happening, the Doctor's fucking with him, like to try to like show. I mean, he's just winding him up at this point, and he plays the music, and it turns out he's got KnOB. He plays music, and then he's like, "Oh, you've got some classic tunes," and Rogue gets embarrassed because obviously he's meant to be like this like cool bounty hunter, and then he's got like like just like pretty like chill fun music, I guess. He's got gay music, whatever, and then and he keeps turning it off, and the Doctor uses a screwdriver to keep turning it back on, and he does it like 5 times, and you can see that Rose's getting very agitated. I found it quite funny, to be fair, the idea that he's fucking with him with his own shit, just embarrassing him essentially. And eventually Rose takes the screwdriver off him, and then blah blah blah, and then he's about to press the send button. The Doctor throws his I don't get this bit. The Doctor throws his psychic paper at a switch on the wall, and then the scan goes doing deep scan, and then scans him as like a Time Lord. Why wouldn't he just do that anyway?
Yeah, I have no clue why he doesn't scan for a species, since he's looking for a species.
You wouldn't want to actually get the wrong freaking species and just kill the wrong innocent person.
Yeah, so we can. So that just happened, and then now they're working together. It's weird. That was lazy, but like lazy writing, but fine. Moving on, and then the Doctor shows Rogue the TARDIS. He has the part of the triangle cube, and he basically changes it, so instead of it sending you to the blended dimension, it just sends you to a barren wasteland. So the Doctor says, "I can't let you kill it. It will be way more merciful if we teleport this alien creature to a barren wasteland where it will starve to death." So I'm glad that he's like channeling Jodie Whittaker's Trap the Spiders in the fucking bunker.
Yeah, it's far more merciful to have him die in a desert.
Well, yeah, definitely.
It's not even a planet. He says, "I'm sending him to a different dimension that's like barren." You're like, wow, that's even worse.
It's basically an unlivable dimension. They will never live in this place. Let's send them there.
But I won't kill them. I will just throw them out in the middle of the ocean and sail away. They won't. I'm not murdering them though.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I wait to their ankles?
It's at least a degree of separation. It's like I didn't kill him by throwing him off the building. The gravity killed them by making him fall.
Anyway, so them two are now going back to after that they go back, and he's like, "Right, I've changed it. We'll find the children. We'll send it back. Jobs are good," and blah 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 blah. In the meantime, Ruby and Random Girl find a dead body. As they do, and they go, "Oh," and then they all meet up together. They have a little, and then a little thing that did make me titter when the Doctor goes like, "Oh, hey, Ruby, Rogue, Ruby," and then we have Rogue. "Who are you?" He just goes, "I'm blah blah blah," and he just goes, "Hi," and he's just like, he just says hi to her, and it's like that's like a Doctor Who moment. It's pretty funny. And then to this time relevant lady, and then they go, right, and then they work out, these guys are loving this children's loving the drama, and they're like, it's cosplaying, like it's blending in and having fun with like the drama of the time period, because it's watched like Bridgerton and period drama over the time. It's like, it's a cringe lord alien, okay, and I'm like, I'm not against this as an idea. I think that's kind of funny. That's that's whatever. And the guy's like, all right, what we'll do is we'll draw it out by creating drama. So the Doctor and Rogue go off to cause drama, and then Ruby and the other girl go off to, I forget, they go off to do something. Do they do anything actually, or do they just go off into another room to talk?
Oh yeah, I think it's like, you know, she's trying to
Wasn't
convince
it-
her, girl,
she
you
just went
can
away
do whatever you
crying and
want.
she
You don't
went
have
to
to worry
console
about what
her?
other people think. Let's go drink. Like she's trying to go boss her.
Oh yeah.
To like, you don't need no man.
But then yeah. So then while and then they find out that they caused the drama. They have a thing where the doctor and the guy dance together, and obviously because of it being the set, they're like two men dancing. My word, what is this gayness? And you know, and then they have like a little
What would the
spat.
vicar think?
And then they have like a thing where the doctor starts like he goes, "You cad," blah blah blah, and they do like some cringe dialogue that's very theatrical. And then and then Rogue like pretends to propose. The doctor storms out. He runs after him, and then the childer thing goes, "Oh, that's thingy," and then runs after him. And then the doctor's like, "Okay, where is the childer? Oh shit, there's 4 of them, or there's 5 of them." Like, oh dear, this is not good. Or 4 of them. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. The point is, there's more than one of them.
Yeah, first is 4. Yeah.
Okay, and then we have a really like just not bad, just not good chase scene where it's just running and them not catching them, and then that's during this chase scene where the Doctor and Rogue lose the. Oh yeah, these shoulders are owl people, by the way. Not relevant, but they are. And then and then
Okay.
yeah, that's just what they look like when they're not changed. It's weird. And then that's when we have Lion's favorite line of they go like, we can cosplay as like royalty, and then we can make war with the French and the Spanish, and we can have gunpowder. We'll cosplay this planet to death.
Yeah. I think it was that, and then one scene when like Rogue and the Doctor first met, and I was listening to the background music. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, they play Bad Boy, don't they?
is that bad guy?
Bad Guy? That's it. Yeah, they're playing Bad
And
Guy.
it's like-
It's bizarre, but that's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's basically the classicalized bad guy from Billie Eilish, and it's like, this is fucking out of place. It's so distracting.
Yeah. So that's happening, and then in the meantime, we have Ruby with contemporary friend, and they're talking, and then it turns out that the friend has actually always been one of the owl people, and then the show actively lies to us by showing the girl grabbing Ruby. It cut into outside the room. We hear Ruby scream and see a flash of lightning. And what it is, Shammy, is every time these childer things, transform into someone, they get electrocuted to death. As you know, so there's like blue lightning around them. Like that's just like how it looks. So apparently, the show is showing us that Ruby got grabbed. Cuts to outside the room. Obviously, we know she's not dead because it's it's television, whatever. But it cuts to we hear Ruby scream and we see from outside the room like the flashes of lightning through the doorway. You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, that's fine. I'll just spoil it now because it doesn't matter. It turns out that Ruby isn't been dead, shock horror. When she was grabbed, she pressed her earring and then said, like, combat mode, and then they had, like, a cringe fight scene where she hit her in the face with a book. And, and nobody ever screamed, and there was only, like, a crackle of lightning. So the show just lied to us. Like, because that just didn't happen. So fine, whatever. Fucking crap writing, is part of the course, but it's the equivalent of like, that person's dead because they fell off a cliff. Next episode, they didn't, they were hanging off the ledge, that kind of thing, but even worse.
Father, I thought you were dead. I was.
And bear in mind, this is the second time in the series now that we think Ruby's dead and she isn't, so all the stakes are now just disappeared.
Yeah, and then they cut back, and the Doctor and that they find the owl people. They want to have a big finale where they have a wedding. So they get everyone in the thing, and they're all scared because everyone sees them as owl people. Oh my goodness! The vicar says, "I will not marry people, creatures from hell." So one of the owl people just kills him and becomes the vicar. It's weird, and then from like down the aisle, we see one of the children being the groom, and then Ruby coming in as Ruby, and then they're coming down the aisle, and then the Doctor gets angry, goes in. All the owl people are like grouped together, and then the Doctor manages to put the thing down, and they're all stuck in the triangle. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then at that point, they have the thing where Ruby goes, "Actually, I'm not an owl," and he goes, "Nice try." She goes, "No, blah blah blah," and then she says all this shit that like her personal history, and the Doctor's like, "Wait, what?" And then the other owl person that got hit in the face with the book goes, "How could you think she was me?" Blah, blah. And the Doctor's like, "Oh no, I can't send Ruby to the hellish dimension. That was perfectly not bad to send the other people to. That would be really cruel." and then Rogue basically points out, the lead owl person goes, "He wouldn't do it. He's too much of a bitch, essentially." You have my full permission to become the Doctor, to whatever her name was. And then as she's about to charge the Doctor, Rogue comes in, picked up the owl lady, and just puts her on the triangle. It was that easy. It's weird. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, knocked Ruby off, put Owl
No,
Lady.
no, Ruby's still on the platform at this point.
Again, Ruby is one with the floor.
Yeah, but
And he just knocks her aside.
no, we've not got there yet. No, the owl lady is charging the Doctor, so Rogue comes in and picks up the owl person and puts them on the triangle. So all the owl people and Ruby are on the triangle at this point. So, but like these children are so non-threatening, even though they're meant to be a threat, that this random fuckwit just picks one up, puts it down, and goes, "There we go, jobs are good." So the Doctor and Rogue are outside the triangle with the 5 owl people and Ruby, and the Rogue says, like, you press the button or they'll kill everyone. Well, first he says they'll kill this house, which I don't understand, and then they will. But so there's a weird bit of dialogue.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So apart from the odd word choice, it's like you get the sentiment, and then the Doctor's like, "But I can't do it." Rogue grabs the switch and then goes by, runs out, fucking like rugby tackles Ruby out the way and takes her place. And so she falls out, and he takes her place, and they said earlier that they were molecularly bonded to the floor. I don't like. All you have to do, right, is just not say molecularly bonded, and you have a line. You have a bit earlier where the tension is the Doctor saying, "Wait, as long as somebody is in that I guess slot, we can swap them out." So you have the Doctor saying, "I will sacrifice myself to save you, Ruby." Ruby saying, "No, don't do it." And then Rogue sacrifices himself. Jobs are good, and that would have been fine. But instead they say that
it could have been like David Tennant's death. Easy.
Yeah, but then instead they have they're molecularly bonded to the floor. Oh, except for like a light shove. That doesn't count, as long as somebody steps in your place. What? But whatever. And then he goes, "Find me," to the Doctor, presses the button, and then the owls and Rogue fall through the floor and become teleported to the barren dimension of hell. And then basically that's the end of the episode, because the Ruby says, "Can't we find him?" The Doctor goes, "There are as many like dimensions as there are atoms in the universe, blah blah blah, finding him's gonna be hard." Okay. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And the Doctor and Rogue did kiss at one point, and Rusty Davies says that this will change Doctor Who forever, even though the Doctor has fancied people before, so it's not. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. It's like,
yeah, and they're also saying it's the first guy that the Doctor kissed, even though Christopher Eccleston and Jack kissed. It's like, no.
Well, I guess this was more romantic, and I will admit that, but it's like, it doesn't change the stuff, though. The Doctor being romantically involved with people is not brand new. Stop it.
Yeah, River, Rose.
And they're going to say, "Oh, it's because this was gay," and it's like, but shut the fuck up. Who cares? Get out of here. And then it's fine. Like, it's not even a bad thing. It's fine. It works in the episode because they have chemistry, but it's not groundbreaking. Russell T thinks it is. It's just fine. That bit, But that episode, I find it fun, but it's not very good. Like when you like Shami, like the dialogue, the Doctor and Rogue together, they have actually got quite a bit of chemistry. They do bounce off each other quite well. It is funny. But the plot stuff with the Childers is very threadbare, and like I said, the ending with the floor and not counting, it doesn't really work. But so yeah, it's a below average. It's like a 4 out of 10 Doctor episode. It's like it's fine, kind of not that great, but So that's that. And then we get to the penultimate episode. This is definitely, I think, the best episode of Doctor Who in this new run. Maybe not as good as Wild Blue Yonder.
6 out of 10.
What for the penultimate episode?
For the penultimate, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say 6.
Well, I say 6. I think like the. Yeah, I'd say like a high 6, but yeah, it's not like it's great. It's just good. Which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just a shame that that's like the new that's like as good as it gets now. But it is good. I know we saw like a couple of clips I showed you, Shami, but we'll just go through it for the sake of finishing this properly. So it starts with the Doctor going to unit and saying, "There's this woman that I've been seeing everywhere. Who is she? Oh, it turns out her name's Susan, and she's got the TARDIS anagram at the end. Oh shit, my granddaughter's name is Susan. Mystery started. Okay, fine. That's a hook. We go through that. We have the they're trying to work out who she is. They kind of get to the thing that they can't work out who she is. Mel's there, but she's human. Wait, what's going on? We don't know. But while this is going on, so I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but it really doesn't feel that connected, I'll say. While they're working this out, the doctor randomly says, by the way, let's find out who Ruby's mum is. Like, it feels not connected to the mystery that they set up. They have like we like we know it's connected, but you'd think like do this afterwards, Doctor. I thought this was like a big deal, you know what I mean? But no, apparently not. They're just doing this at the same time. But whatever. And they want to find out who Ruby's mum is. You know, the one that abandoned her at the church on Christmas Eve. It's like, but again, that's a mystery that I can get behind. Of being like, okay, who is this person? We know there's something creepy going on just as an audience. You know, Bryn. My dog's nearly knocked my fucking microphone over. And then they go home and they go, wait, we want to use something called a time window. Actually, wait, it comes after. But basically, they say that we've got CCTV footage of that night, but all you can see is like the street. You can't see who the person or anything. So they go back to Ruby's mum's house. They get the tape. Ruby's mum decides that she's going to be part of UNIT now because Rose's mum Donna is part of UNIT. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think I can be like, well, I want to be a police officer because my son's friend's dad's a policeman. Like that's
I believe that's called nepotism.
So whatever. It's that's just like stupid, but it's not like ruinous anything. It's just dumb. And then they go. We want to use a time window, and they explain the time window quite badly, as far as I could tell. As far as I'm concerned, because they say what it is the doctor can't go back to the time where Ruby was abandoned because he went back there already in the Christmas special when he saved Ruby. You know, that whole thing about he can't cross his own timeline, which I'm like, that's fine. So the doctor goes, we want to use
in-law.
Yeah, so like we'll use the time window, which is a new thing, but whatever, it's fine. But it's like you can they explain it kind of, but they explain it wrong as far as I can tell. Because he says, so what we do, right, is we'll like look into this window of history. So it's like you find a fixed point in time, you like look at it as if you're watching it through like a TV or like a 3D image. And so what they want to do is they want to use the cassette tape, not the cassette tape, the VHS tape, to as like a kind of a fixed, like, you know, like a point to like enhance the image because it's got like where the snow were. So it's like the idea that the machine can work because it's got this information. And then it can kind of work the scene, and then they turn it on and it's fine. But then when they're in there, when they see stuff happening, the doctor says, "No, Ruby, you can't move because we can't change history." But I thought they weren't actually there. I thought they were just looking at it. That's why he's constantly grabbing Ruby and telling her not to move, Mayo. He says we can't change anything.
I missed that one line in the episode. If I knew that, I'd like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, so
I just thought they were peering into it.
But so that's what I thought. But then you'd be like, why? But then he says that, so you're like, but then surely he is there then, so he can't be there because he was already there. So that does cross the timeline, even if he can't be seen.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they have this whole like build up. They never find out who Ruby's mum is because she's under the shadow, whatever. There's a guardman in the room with them to make sure no one else gets in, I guess. I don't know. And then he dies because the swirly thing around the fake TARDIS swirls him to death. And he he gets dusted. That's basically what happens, right? There's not. It's more dramatic, I guess, but like as far as the mechanics of what happens, that's basically it.
It's like,
oh, sorry. Is Mayo roboting for anyone else? Or is it just me?
Huh?
So are you back? Sorry, say it again. You're roboting
it's
for
like,
me.
It's kind of like Angel Bob situation. So, like, just a random soldier has to die.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's just not very interesting. You know.
Right.
So then they're kind of sad about that. And then they're upset because some guy died because of this thing, and they're like, "Wait, well, how did they die?" So while it's happening, the doctor angry, but then him and Mel go off to see Susan Triad to work out what's going on there. You know, the first mystery, and you're like, "Okay." And they go off. The doctor meets her, finds out that she's not actually Susan, like, you know, his granddaughter Susan. But he says, "Wait, do you have bad dreams? Do you remember?" And then every time that we've seen them, and then some, you know, like, do you remember being one of the technicians on Space Babies? Do you remember being an ambulance? Blah, and, you know, so on and so forth. And it's fine. And she gets freaked out. And then the doctor's like, "But she remembered in her dreams that she was in those places." And then they like working it out. And then back at Unit HQ, you find out that the TARDIS, that swirly thing that killed the Soldier Boy, that was meant to be like a bit of like time. So that was meant to be the TARDIS from back in the time, from 2004. It's actually on the modern day TARDIS as well, and it's swirling around the TARDIS, but it's invisible. And you're like, oh, neat. And it's pretty standard. Like, it's a pretty cool build up, and I like the ending. But there's not really much to say other than what happened. The Doctor says evacuate the room. They scan it. They go, oh, we can't work out what it is. They're watching Susan make her speech because she's giving away like free technology. Again, that's I guess that's something that may get unit onto them, whatever. And then she starts having like a meltdown, and then they start hearing, and then one of the unit people starts saying like all the pantheon members, that there's the god of games, there's the god of music, there's the god of the beast, and blah blah blah, and then there's the god among them all, and then Sutek, the god of death, manifests, and it turns out that one of the unit members and Susan was like hit with like two of his acolytes, and the one by the Doctor kills somebody, and then it's the end of just Sutek's going to destroy the world, and like that's basically the hook. I know I've really simplified it, but it is a very simple plot that's just kind of told fine, and the build-up's pretty okay. Oh yeah, and actually I did miss one thing. While this is going on, the Doctor says get Ruby to the time window for some reason, and then even though it's not turned on, when Ruby goes to the time window, it starts activating, and that's like in the cliffhanger as well, so we don't know what's going on there. But
do you think she's been sent back to the time that she was left at the church?
Maybe that's what's happening. I kind of don't want to. I kind of don't know if I want to speculate because of how fucking like dumb the writing has been this season. Because I enjoyed that episode. I had a lot of fun with it. It's not like it's stellar, but it felt like a kind of a classic Doctor Who Part 1. As in like a good, like an okay one. You're like, oh yeah, this was cool. But with this series so far, like I just don't want to like get my hopes up because like we know what's happened like pretty much every time.
Oh, there is one thing that you missed. The connotations that it could have been the Master.
Well, they play his music, don't they? At one point.
Yeah. And they kind of almost hint at him. Cleaning up his mess. But yeah.
But yeah, and then I'm interested for this week's episode of Doctor Who. I refuse to be excited, but I am intrigued.
Cautiously optimistic.
I'm not optimistic. I'm just interested, I think, is my thing. But but here's the thing, right? I think we've gone through it all now. Like we've gone through every episode of this. I guess the new series Doctor Who, because it's another like soft reboot essentially. It's like I think the best way to describe this series is there is no fucking consistency. It is totally whiplashed, and as far as writing quality, the best we get, it's absolute, like, it's okay to terrible. And how many episodes were okay, let's say? Like The Giggle was okay. The Devil's Cord was okay. Dot and Bubble was okay. Even this episode, The Legend of Ruby Sunday was okay. The only episode that I think has been like really like an actual like great episode has been Wild Blue Yonder, and that was a David Tennant episode.
Yeah. So, and that wasn't even one of the big ones.
So yeah, so it's like, why in the fuck is like Russell T Davies not surprised that their viewing figures haven't been as good as they've said? Like they've actually come out and said now that he's been like said that he is a bit disappointed with the low viewing figures after like telling the fans they're all evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
they always like that. It's like I'm surprised when I told you all to fuck off. You fucked off. It's like, why did you do that?
Yeah. Well, then you had Shigegawa tell people to go outside and touch grass if they don't like it.
And then it's like, and then they do that, and they're like, "Why are you not staying inside and watching my stupid show?" Yeah, like here's the thing. I'm apart. Honestly, right? I will say, apart from 73 Hours, which was definitely probably the worst episode of Doctor Who. I've not watched every episode of Doctor Who, so there might be a classic Who that was worse. I doubt it, but this series I'm going to say I've enjoyed way more than the Chibnall era, because I think the Chibnall era is just really boring, and I will say that I've not been bored by this new series. I've just been going, what the fuck? So that's a little bit better as far as entertainment's concerned, because at least I'm like engaging with it and going, that's stupid, rather than going, I don't care. But that's not an improvement. That's just it's less dull. So, you know, but I do say I definitely think it's a step up from the Chibnall era. Like, I refuse to call it like the Jodie Whittaker era because it's genuinely like I don't think anything is her fault. It's all fucking Chibnall. Oh dear. Because she had like there were like those 3 episodes of hers that were good. She was actually good in it.
Mm-hmm.
But hey ho, I just think that we're kind of we've done it now. We've gone through the entirety of it up until the finale. I'm gonna I'll probably, unless I've literally got nothing to say, I probably will see about doing a small chat about the finale just for the sake of rounding it out, you know, because we've done the rest of the series. But
now, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen in the finale? Like any
oh, let's have a little
any,
chat. Yeah, fuck. I said no, but let's have a little thing. I don't know. Is Ruby going to be part of the Pantheon? Do you think, or is she going to be like a different thing? Like, I could see it going either way.
So are we
I
figuring
reckon
out
she
that
could be
that
her own self who
Sutek,
dropped herself off.
are we figuring out that Sutek attaches to the TARDIS when it went back in time when Ruby was dropped off?
I think that's what happened. I mean, we don't know. They haven't actually explained it yet. They might. I mean, and there's hope that they will explain it, but that seems to be the implication.
Okay, so if that happens, she could be connected somehow. She could be. I don't know, because like, so she's made it snow a couple times.
Yeah.
So she might have something to do with memory.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's the theory, like that Mayo said, like obviously that she is the person in the, you know, from the past that dropped herself off at the church. Because then if in theory if she is like part of the god thing in some way, then obviously that can be its own thing. But then this woman could be somebody else. Oh, actually, I've forgotten one. Actually, I tell you what though, I've forgotten one other mystery thing from that fight from the penultimate episode. The neighbor.
Mrs. Flood.
Yeah, when she. So remember, Shami, in the Christmas special, they had that neighbor, and then when the episode ended, she goes, "What? You've never seen a TARDIS before, you know?"
Yeah.
She is in this episode, and she basically they ask her to like look after the Gran while Ruby and the mum go off, and then she does. The Gran asks her for a cup of tea, and then the lady does like Mrs. Flood. She does like a really ominous thing. She goes, "Well, we'd all get a lot of things we wouldn't like, and he who waits is coming." Evil music, and that's all that is. But it's like that's like I guess a mystery, you know. How important is she going to be? Is she just going to be another acolyte of Sutek?
You said her name is Mrs. Flood.
Sorry.
You said her name is Mrs. Flood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she could be something like the Harry Arbinger and Harriet Arbinger.
You mean like one of those people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could be something like that.
I reckon they could be just switching it and making her Susan.
Yeah, didn't they in the Christmas special, when she sees the TARDIS disappear, she acts surprised, like she's carrying bags, isn't she? And she drops them when the TARDIS disappears. But then at the end of the episode, she's like, "What? You've never seen a TARDIS?"
Yeah, I'm assuming the assumption is meant to be that she's playing the part when he is turning up. I guess is what's happening. I guess we'll wait and see. Yeah, I mean, are they going to have Susan actually appear? Part of me kind of just hopes not. But you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea how they're going to stop Sutek, but it's like Doctor Who has like managed to do like ass pulls that have made sense before. I mean, this series gives me no faith, but you know they could do it.
So one thing, I mean, this doesn't like change anything, whatever. It could be sending messages back or something, but the whole every time in practically every episode we've seen it snow, and I just think they could just do a throwaway line. It's probably what they're going to do. It's just an after image or an after effect of the time window, and that's it. They won't explain it any further.
What, every time it snows?
Yeah.
But I think they've said it's actual snow, like the snow like is settles on the ground. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's like an image. I think the Doctor has said it's actual snow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest. Like I have no fucking idea. Like for 2 reasons. First of all, is that I just don't know. And secondly, even if I think even if I did have an idea, I wouldn't trust Russell T Davies to have like a logical through line after everything else we've seen this season anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of just in the I'm intrigued, and I will watch it probably. I'll either watch it like at midnight again, or I'll watch it like Saturday morning, just because I do want to see what happens. But it's not like excitement; it's more just it's like I need to know I've come this far. And I will check it out, and then we'll see what happens. But I don't know, like it's like just talk about Doctor Who so far. I guess we have the final episode to say overall what we thought of the series, I guess. But like, it's been such a strange series, and no wonder the viewing, like the numbers haven't been great, you know.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? Like I dropped off a little, and it took a bit to get me back because obviously we watched the first couple episodes at midnight, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And then we did the same for Boom. But then Boom let me down, so I didn't do the same with 73 Yards. I waited until, I'll watch it, and I watched it on the Sunday instead of the Saturday. And then I watched it, and I went, this is terrible. So the following week, we didn't watch it till, Wednesday or something. Because I was that, thing. And then Dart and Bubble made me go, it's alright. And then I watched Rogue Saturday, in the day, but not the midnight. And then I did the same for, I was at work on Saturday for when this episode, the Legendary Ruby Sunday, came out, but I watched that after work. But you know what I mean, even for me, that's terminally needs to know, but I've lost interest, and I'm still just been resigned to watching it. But imagine somebody that doesn't even care that much, who's just watching it for entertaining TV. No wonder people have just stopped watching, just because it's not like it's boring, it's just not good.
Yeah, I had this thought yesterday when Lion made a comment about how if you strip the episode down, there is the basic of a story there in each episode. Mm. It's just how it's executed, and either they put politics in or they don't, or something else. This dumb stuff that it just why is it like that? I had a thought that these episodes, they sound more like the first draft of a script.
Yeah, they're all very skeletal.
They there's you have you were talking about in episode 3 about how there's that interesting concept of getting the soldiers
to fight a one-sided war. Yeah,
the one-sided war and stuff. But that's how it remains. It's just this interesting concept, and so that's why I got the feeling it's a first draft. You got the interesting concept, and then nothing's done with it. It just remains.
Yeah, I mean, even it was terrible. But even 73 Yards, the idea of there being this creepy thing standing away from you that you can never see, that's because with the freak out that's following you constantly. That's a good concept for a creepy episode, and yet they don't do fuck all with it.
Yeah, and it changes too because at first the first thing is that she's. The doctor disappears and she's being followed by this woman, but at 73 yards, and this woman scares people away. And then it does, time skip, and she sees the politician guy, and then wants to go work for him. So it's like two different stories sometimes happening in an episode, and it doesn't mesh well.
That happens a lot. It even did it in the penultimate episode, like I said, with the Susan thing and then the Ruby thing. Like we know they're connected, but at the time it isn't. They just later tell you that it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think the best thing to do is to watch the finale. Well, not you, Shami. You obviously have more sanity than the rest of us. But I think for the rest of us is to watch the finale, see what happens, and then just that is what it is. And then I guess we'll speculate for season 2 that Mayo has told us it has yet to be greenlit, even though they filmed it.
If I'm around when you're going to watch the finale, if I'm around, I will join you because I have liquor this week.
Because it's the end.
Yes, the end.
Oh no, guys! I forgot. We've all got to go to Belfast and watch it in the cinema.
Oh yeah.
We'll drag Lion.
It's kind of the closest I want to go.
So Lion, we're gonna show up at your house first and drag you to Belfast.
You see Lion I don't wanna.
He's only on the door, and we're trying to pull him to the taxi.
He's kicking and screaming. We're it's not a kidnapping. We're making him watch Doctor Who, and then we all get arrested for it for cruel and unusual punishment. You made him watch Doctor Who. What's wrong with you? In the cinema? Good God, you're sick.
You must have loads of money to buy plane tickets to fly over to Ireland. Get your friend in
I'm sorry,
one
Your Majesty.
Get a bus.
I was going to say, Shami, who's talking now? police people have you been talking to, Shemmy?
Nobody.
Uh-huh.
Lie.
Yeah.
Where's the body, Shemmy? You can't hide
lips are sealed.
forever.
That's my nothing.
Where's the yeah, that's why you've got the sheep. Cover him up.
Yeah. Under all that wool.
Alright. Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop the stream now. I think we've exhausted Doctor Who, and I think we're all just going mad. So, I mean, it's been fun to talk about, but good God, like the more you talk, and especially with all of them, it makes you really go, "What the fuck happened?" And I think that's